What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to ARP in the morning. Grace and peace to each and every one of you guys on this fine Friday morning. Man, we here. We made it. We made it. Appreciate you guys pulling up today. Hit that like button on the way in the building. Thank you guys so much for pulling up, hanging out with us this morning. Thank you to everybody that pulled up and hung out with Crystal and myself. I believe Hunter pulled up for a little bit. Shout out to Dwayne out there in Austin for pulling up and hanging out with us for a little bit yesterday evening. We do appreciate you guys. I just want to put that out there and let you guys know, everybody that supports us, you know, all my ARP family members, everybody that supports us via Buy Me a Coffee, Cash App, so forth and so on. We appreciate you all. It would be very difficult to do what we do without you guys pulling up and supporting us the way that you do on a day-to-day basis. We got a lot to get into. We have a heck of a show today. We got a lot. We're going to start with, we're going to talk about the speech last night, but we're going to talk about it from a different angle. From the mainstream media perspective. So we're going to get on that today. But before I do so, let me introduce my folks. We have the usual prospects in the building. My brother, Minister Danzel, is in the building this morning. We have my sister Celeste from Celeste_Duffy, Crystal from Crystal Beyond Labels. We have my brother AT from the Garden Project Radio. We also have my brother, Pastor Travis. I'm so used to calling him Elder Travis. I'm going to stick with Elder Travis. I like Elder Travis. But he's in the buildings with us as well. This morning, we do appreciate you guys pulling up and hanging out with us this morning. But you know, we got to get things started off properly with the verse of the day. Shout out to my brother Hunter for always coming through, helping making sure that we get things started off properly. Today's verse is out of Psalms, and it says, "The wicked will see it and be grieved. He will gnash his teeth and melt away. The desire of the wicked shall perish." That is Psalms chapter 112, verse 10. So appreciate you, Hunter. Let me say what's up to my folks in the chat, and then we will get ready to get things kicked off. Shout out to Cold Steel Rails with the $20 super chat. Says, "This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." Shout out to you, Cold Steel Rails. Appreciate you pulling up. Appreciate your support this morning. All righty. Let me all right. Papa Dot is in the building. You know, Papa Dot always talking trash, but it's all love. It's all love. He promised me a T-bone steak and some cheese eggs when I pull up to South Carolina. So he promised, and I told him it's okay. I'm good with Waffle House. I'm not bougie. I'm 100% okay with the Waffle House. So that works out. Why is the comment section? Okay, there we go. All right. What's up, Deb? How you doing this morning? It's good to see you. Dion is in the building. What's going on? The Mannings are in the building. I see Francesca, but I'm almost for certain that Daniel is in here somewhere. What's up, Tam G? How you doing this morning, sister? It's good to see you. Professor Sonny is in the building. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. What up, B? How you doing this morning? It's good to see you. Appreciate you pulling up. What's up, Kirsten? How you doing this morning, Shipmate? LJ is in the building out in OKC. Maybe I probably shouldn't have put all her business out there, but she put her business out there. So what's going on with you? Man, I'm sweating. I need to let me turn that off. All righty. What's up, Wolfheart? How you doing this morning? Appreciate you pulling up. We got Lovely in the building. Appreciate you pulling up this morning as well. What up, Teddy Marcel? It's good to see you. We got Miss Joyce is in the house. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Cool Ramon is in the building. Appreciate you pulling up. Mad Peace is in the building. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Thank you guys so much. We'll appreciate the support. This is the first person in the chat. What's up, Miss Rosa? How you doing today? First person in the chat early this morning, 7:13. Shout out to you. We appreciate your support. Thank you so much. What's up, Lori Addison? How you doing this morning? It's good to see you. Appreciate you all pulling up this morning. Hit that like button for me. Super chat, super thanks are greatly appreciated. You guys missed the call-in show yesterday. We do have people that like to troll and things of that nature. And if you are one of those, we open it up on Thursdays. You are more than welcome to pull up. I'm just putting that out there. We are nice. We are respectful, and we can have an actual a respectful dialogue if that is what you would like to do. We're 100% okay with it. We're not afraid. I promise you we're not, and we won't bite. What's up, Brooke? How you doing this morning? $5 super chat says, "Where can I get a shirt like that?" I will allow Crystal to answer that question for you here in a second when I get her pulled up. What's going on, Jane? Been a member for 3 months. Hallelujah. For one more day in the Lord. Shout out to you, Jane. And thank you for being a member for 3 months. We do appreciate you. Shout out to Debbie Rocks in the building this morning. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. And also shout out to Ron Cowan in the building. What up, Crystal, and the rest of the crew? Hey, Ron Cowan, where are your people from, man? Yeah, where are your people from? I need to know this. Anytime I see that last name Cowan, I need to know where your people from, because that's my family. My family is the Cowan family. My last name's not Cowan. I mean, people that know me, they know that's not the case. But my family on my mother's side and my grandfather's side on that side of things, they're all Cowans out of South Carolina and South Carolina, Tennessee. So I'm interested. Where are you folks from? All right. Hit that like button for me. Appreciate you pulling up. Oh, look at Daniel Manning in the building. $10 super chat says, David Ruffin, walk away from love. Appreciate you pulling up. Let me get my folks pulled up. What up, Crystal? How you doing this morning, sister?
Good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. Ain't God good all the time?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. I'm just feeling, for those who know, they know. If you were tuning into all the prophetic messages I was giving y'all would see that it took place last night. Ain't God good? Ain't God good?
Hey, Crystal, people would like to know where they can get one of these Interrupt Me, Lord t-shirts. So if you could put that out there, it'd be greatly appreciated.
Absolutely, y'all. That is my daddy, Wawa West. That is his line. You can go to his website. It's the Eternity Store, and the mods will drop that in the chat. It's Eternity Store, and you can get, he has shirts, he has mugs. I know a couple of you have got their ridiculously blessed mugs and all of that. So definitely go check it out.
I need to get me one. I'm always drinking my coffee. I want to be able to flex a little bit. Ridiculously blessed, because I am ridiculously blessed. I'm just letting y'all know.
Definitely go check it out, because
if you've ever met my wife, I am ridiculously blessed.
Angela Montgomery was one of them that got it, and she was so excited to get it. So she has her ridiculously blessed mug. So definitely go check it out. My daddy truly appreciates it. He watches. He's one of the silent viewers, so he watches from time to time when he's not in the tennis courts.
When he's not out there, with them rich folks, smacking that green ball around. We know Wild Wild West got that money. Let me hold something. What's up, Minister Denzel? How you doing this morning, brother?
I am ridiculously blessed because God is always interrupting me.
I hear that.
God bless you, brothers
and sisters. I love it, man. Appreciate you pulling up this morning, as always. Appreciate you pulling up this morning.
Amen.
Thank you very much. Who else we got up in here? Oh, give me a second. Oh man, where's my all righty. We got Elder Travis in the building with us on this fine Friday. How you doing this morning, sir?
Hey, good morning. Like he said, I'm ridiculously blessed. I'm happy to be here. Let's get to it.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you pulling up, hanging out with us. I know you're a busy man over there, man. And when you're Minister Danzel, he pulls up and hangs out with us, and when yourself, it's a blessing, because I know you guys, y'all get pulled in a multitude of directions, always getting phone calls. People always need help. Hey, I'm glad the Lord did not call me to do what you guys do. I am glad.
I understand, brother. Trust me.
This week
people don't understand. It's a work. It's real work. People don't understand it. People need help, and they look for you guys to help them. That's a hard job, man. That is a hard job. Good Lord, I'm glad the Lord didn't call me to do that. I'm glad.
Well, I will say this: thank you, because of you, we can do what we do.
That's right.
Because this week was one, and because of you, a lot of young men and grown men, adult men, were helped. You do more than what you think. Just because you ain't physically there, you're there.
Acts chapter 6, baby.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. Hey, whatever I can do to help. I just know when I talk to people that are in the roles that you guys play, for the Lord, it just makes me wonder, like, how in the world do y'all do this? How?
I agree.
I don't know if I have the patience to deal with some of these folks.
I agree. Your song said it.
Yeah.
I agree.
No, you're right. I guess you know what, Minister Danzel? By grace.
Minister's always on point. Minister's always on point.
Always on point.
Amen.
What's up, AT? How you doing this morning, brother?
I am blessed beyond measure. How about yourself, sir?
My brother.
Absolutely. Ridiculously blessed. Shout out to Wild Wild West. Every time I say that, I got to make sure I show love to Wild Wild West. Ridiculously blessed. He's has he copywritten? Has he copyrighted that daggone phrase yet?
I
If he
don't know how
hasn't, he
much faith
should.
he has, because I'm telling you, my daddy comes up with all kinds of stuff. And back in the day when I was younger, I'd be like, Daddy, you so corny. But then eventually I was like, wait, you're not corny. Okay, Daddy.
Ain't that messed up, man? Your kids they the toughest on you, right?
Of course.
The kids are always the toughest on you. My son, then he's calling me cheat. Like, Dad, you cheat. Cheat. Really, get a job and then talk to me later. Now he was like, Dad, I understand what you were saying, because they'd always ask, I'm like, Dad, can we stop at McDonald's or Chick-fil-A on the way home? No, we just went grocery shopping. You can eat at the house when you get home. You're like, cheat. I'm like, okay, yeah, okay. Wait till you get a job and start paying your own bills. And then come talk to me. Come talk to me.
They eventually come around.
He's like, Dad, okay, I understand what you're saying now. Man, that's expensive. I was like, yeah. If you guys know, I know Elder Travis, you're 6'11", 7 feet. My kids, I have pretty tall kids as well. My oldest son's 6'7". My youngest is 6'4".
Oh, wow.
These are horses, and they used to eat me out of house and home. Seriously. So, especially once they got to high school, it wasn't just a value meal. It wasn't just that. So I'm like, you can make all the sandwiches you want right there at the house.
Wow.
We got slave.
What's up, Sister Celeste? How you doing this morning?
I'm fine, thank you. Well, hello to the chat. Look at you over there raising Secretariat. Okay.
Hey, I tell you
Secretariat
what,
had to eat two buckets a day. He couldn't eat just one.
Man. Since they've been going, our food bill has gone down tremendously. I'm saving money just right there. Our grocery bill used to be ridiculous back in the day.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Well, that's because you were ridiculous. You are ridiculously blessed, even with your 6'7", 6-something children.
Yeah, man. Amen.
Wow, I did give instructions that, hey, no shorties, okay? Anyone that you're gonna bring here, introduce to the family, we got to keep this thing going. Don't bring those 5 foot.
On behalf of the shorties, I want you to know we about to ride on you, okay? Right. 5 feet, let's go. 5 feet, stand up, let's go.
Better watch out playing with the Dwarven clan wise. They roll deep.
They will get together.
Yeah, they'll get together. Tear your ankles and shins up.
I just going to say and bop them knees up and bop them knees. That's exactly right.
You get punched in the knee. You get punched in the knee.
I also want to let you guys know that Minister Danzel's now officially a superstar now. He has his face on the t-shirt now, so I wanted to showcase. I told you guys that that will be showcased.
All right.
It is official. That is stupid on steroids.
Get my order in, man. Wow.
Shout out to Eric Romine for coming through with the design. Minister Denzel, you can rock one of those now and then just say, hey, just point at the shirt now. Just point at the shirt.
Man. I'm gonna love that. I'm loving that, man. I'm gonna drive my church crazy.
Yeah, it's out there. It is on the ARP Family Merch store right now. 25% off everything on the store until July 31st. So you got a little bit more time to go and get your merch out there, and then obviously go to the Eternity store if you want to get you one of these today. Go to the Eternity store if you want to get you one of these. Okay.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much.
Minister
You're gonna make my
Danzel,
job a lot easier for me.
You are official. You are official now. Okay.
Thank you, Jesus.
Hey, you guys have been clamoring for it. Everybody in the chat has been clamoring for that t-shirt right there. I've received emails about this. You guys have clamored for it. You ask, you receive. Okay. You receive.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Eric said, I need to raffle that one. You know what? We'll make that happen next week. We'll make that happen next week, Thursday. We're going to raffle off one Minister Danzel, that stupid on steroids t-shirts. Somebody is going to get a free one next week. So we're going to make that happen. Okay.
If they're still available after I order them all.
Oh, man. Shout out to Deb coming through with the $10 super chat. Says, love the podcast last night. Thank you for all you do. Thank you, Deb.
Amen. Yeah.
Thank you, Deb.
Shout out to Deb again. $10 super chat. Says, happy birthday to our brother Wolfheart, who is so important to all of us. We want to celebrate his birthday, but this is a special day. The day that he was born. All right, now, Wolfheart, you didn't even say anything. Look at Wolfheart being modest. Wolfhard being modest, didn't
Amen.
want to say anything to anybody, huh? Happy birthday to you, man.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you, Wolfhard. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, if you guys don't know, Wolfhard is diehard. Every video, every live stream, he is there in the chat. Okay.
Wow.
He even has his own crew within the chat. Shout out to him.
Wow.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Wolfhard is a superstar, over here in the chat. I'm just letting you know, Wolfhard is a superstar, okay,
Thank
over
God.
here at ARP. Shout out to Debbie Rocks with the $5 super chat. Says Friday morning with TGP and ARP. I'm ridiculously blessed. Look at that. I don't know about the TGP side of things, but you are blessed. For
Wow, that's how we're doing it today. Okay, I got you covered.
I'm just picking on you. Hey, I got some rest last night. I was up late with Crystal last night. These folks, they start clowning me. Once we hit about 9:30, the tank, I'm at a quarter. I got that light on that's telling you need to go get some gas. You need to refill. That's me.
Celeste, this man will see all of our lights on up here saying that we need a rest, but he will keep on pushing through at the end of the live.
I watched y'all last night. It was good. It was. Yes.
I didn't go to sleep, but I saw was amazing.
I was working on my Ask Me Anything, but I had y'all on in the background.
We had some good folks call in too. We had a couple of cool people to call in. We had a couple of trolls that we tried to get call in, but wouldn't,
Waiting for the day. It's gonna be a good day when it happens.
Shout out to Papa Died coming through. $10 super chat says, y'all give Wise a break this morning. He was on last night and didn't get his 12 hours of booty sleep. Come on now. I know it's supposed to be beauty, but that's that South Carolina lingo. That's that South Carolina. We're gonna put it on South Carolina, that South Carolina public education system out there. So he didn't have time to get it straight this morning for the show. Just pretend you didn't notice. Yeah, we always, every now and again, we have some technical difficulties here. I do want to put this out here. Thank you, Marla, for putting that out there. Eternity Store spell. I just want to make sure that you guys see that. Go over there and check out Wild Wild West Store, man. He's got some good stuff over there.
Yeah.
And thank you to Eric coming through. $2 super chat says Wise needs 8 hours of sleep and 10 a day. And 10 day. Okay.
No, it's 8 hours a night.
Oh, 8 hours of sleep a night and 10 a day.
10 a day.
Wow.
I was in the military, man. I've been known to function, off of an hour or two of sleep. I've been
I
known
heard
to
y'all
do
can
that.
do that kind of stuff, man.
I've been known to do it. Hey, sometimes it was self-inflicted. It wasn't because of the mission, it's because we was out partying. AT know what I'm talking about. We'll be out partying and no daggone well you got freaking PT at 4:30.
Why? How many times did you just not sleep? You partied all the way up until PT, right?
Yep. Hey, at that point you realize like I ain't even going to sleep today. You know what's really sad, and I know AT can attest to this. The entire time while you're in PT, and then you shower, you go to work, you are dog tired.
Yes.
But some kind of way, when you get off, there is a burst of energy to do it all over again.
Wow.
Because you're young enough to do it, right? Because you're young enough to do it. I couldn't do it right now. Y'all would see me next year.
Oh no, I couldn't do it today. I could not live that life today. But some kind of way, the whole time I'm at work, I'm like, man, I can't wait. I'm gonna get off, man. I'm gonna hit that rack, man. I'm going to sleep. And then soon as it's time to roll, everyone's like, what we getting into today? What we getting into today?
I'm sorry, I can still do it, but that's just me.
Hey, we sleep on the duty days. Duty days. We sleep on the duty days. Can't go nowhere. Stand your watch and sleep. That's hey, we power up then.
Rippets and the Red Bulls, absolutely.
Look at Scott Philly. He's like, yeah, I hear that, brother Wise. He said once I did 24 hours of work nonstop. I hear that.
Once? Were you in the Air Force? You only did that one time?
Yeah.
How is that on the ships for y'all? Do y'all pull duty as often as we do? Like pretty much a couple times a month or doing 24-hour duty?
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes it depends on how many people we have.
Yeah.
The duty sections. It depends. Sometimes we had 4, sometimes we had 6. It just really depended, upon whatever the CO wanted, at that time. If it was 4, it was at least once a month, sometimes twice. But if it was 6, you could get away with, maybe once a month or maybe, every other month with the duty. But honestly, you need those duty days. Those are the days that you get that rest. You know, those are the days that you get your sleep. You're gonna stay on your watch, but you know, those are the days like, man, I gotta power up. It's almost like they do that on purpose. They know we'll go too hard. We need to sit them down for a little bit. Sit them down for a little bit.
Let me just clarify real quick, because I know people like, Crystal, you think you could, Brandy? I actually can. Thanks to the years of TikTok, AT knows what I'm talking about. We would be sitting on there until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I would be on my way to work at 7 in the morning and going to work and working all day, and then
go
be
live
back
again
on TikTok live again. So when I say I can still do it, I don't know why. It's not good for me. I know at my age it's not good for me, but I actually can still do it.
TikTok is slavery. Trust me. They need you up there. You need to be up there every single day. You have to be up there for at least 30 minutes. You have to do at least an hour and a half if you want to actually grow. And you have to do it every single day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I told y'all I would be good at bringing the water. The That's all I'm good for.
Hey, Eric says, worst phrase in the Army, staff duty on Friday. Oh,
staff duty on Christmas. That one gets you every time.
Wow.
See, I'd always take Christmas off. I'd always be on leave during that time frame because that's the time when you could take the longest amount of time. I would never take Thanksgiving. I would always take Christmas. So
what's it like to always have your leave approved? I don't know what that's like.
Well, I mean, if you're in port during that time frame, there's not a whole lot for us to do. You know, for us, it's a little different. When we're in port, you know, you can kind of.
I would love to sit here just to argue with you and say we work all the time in the Army, but we all know it's 95% boredom and 5% excitement.
I know y'all don't.
Wow.
You know, yeah, that's why, you know, they've invested in a whole heck of a lot of coloring books over there.
We're not the Marines. We are not the Marines. All right. We don't get coloring books. We don't have the money for that in the Army. Okay. We just sit there with rocks.
All right, let's get things started, man. Hit the like button for me. Super chat, super thanks are greatly appreciated. Obviously, you can support the channel via Cash App. You can also support the channel via Buy Me a Coffee as well. Obviously, you can also support by going and purchasing one of those that stupid old steroid t-shirts today. You know, with the lovely Minister Danzel's face on it. Minister Danzel, you gotta get one for your wife too, man. You gotta get one.
I'm getting them for everybody. Everybody gonna have one. My whole family gonna be. It's gonna be a demand. It's gonna be a demand.
Hey, there's a couple different colors. You can get black, white, red. I think there's a gray, charcoal gray. There's a couple different colors that you can get as well. So
excellent. Amen.
You know, everybody don't have to wear the same thing.
He said he was gonna buy the store out. Now I
That's hilarious. I love it though. I love it. You know, I don't know. Your kids, the kids are probably gonna have something to say about it. Like,
oh man,
what are you doing, Dad? Like, what are you doing?
We're gonna have fun.
Shout out to Never the Disruptor coming through. $5 super chat says, how does this atheist and diehard liberal get to debate every one of you? Huh? Oh, you can call in on Thursday.
Hopefully,
call in on Thursday. You know, we'll let you come up for a little bit, you know.
And please hit me up in private too, because what's going to happen is not going to be nice. We may want to do that privately.
Yeah, you can do that as well.
And
I would love to talk to you about atheism.
I'm going to be very nice.
And
you come on Thursday.
Look at y'all. Y'all all sound like y'all like clamoring, itching for this. Y'all.
We have the bravest individuals in the comment section who will say, "No, you're wrong. This is an easy one. All you trumpets and maggots don't know what you're talking about. There's no way that God is actually real." And these are beautiful conversations.
Yes.
Just come up on the live, especially for the gentleman atheism. Love to have that conversation with you. We don't bite, but
Cliff, it
takes conviction in what you're saying to actually have that conversation.
Look at y'all. Hey, Minister Danzel and AT, y'all all about the smoke, man.
I'll pay him to talk to me.
I'm all about salvation, right? If that's actually your question is, I don't believe God is real. Liberalism, they can deal with that on the panel. But if you genuinely don't believe that God is real and you are open to that conversation, if you just think you're right and you want validation and to win, that's not going to go well. But if you actually genuinely are like, hey, is God real? Can we talk about that? Sure. I love you enough to actually sit up here and have that conversation with you. Salvation's available to all.
I'm at the point now. I pay him to talk to me.
I'll
pay you. Come on.
Mr. Danzel wants to smoke.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the Minister Danzel wants out, but he is a New Yorker though, so to be expected. To be expected. Shout out to Travis Berg Jr. coming through. $5 per chat says, Brother Wise is the man. I always feel welcome here. Hope you all have a great Friday, man. Thank you. And I'm glad that you feel welcome. I appreciate that, man. Uncle Darnell is in the building. $20 super chat says, before y'all find an excuse to pick on him, I want to recognize my other nephew, AT, for being one of the hardest working and inspiring brothers out there for his work in building the garden project from the ground up. Love you, nephew.
No doubt.
Right now.
I appreciate it, Uncle Darnell.
That was Uncle Darnell, man. Come on now. Uncle Darnell always coming through. I love it. And you know, we appreciate AT, man. We give him a hard time because we can give him a hard time. You better not, though. You better not, But let's get into it, man.
Please, yes.
Last night, Crystal and I, we discussed after the Trump speech last night, we discussed the speech itself. I want to get into the actual censorship, from mainstream media, their decision not to air it. I want to play this clip for you, and then we'll get into it. Celeste, we'll give you the first word when we come back.
Question. Has the media ever refused to air the President of the United States addressing his people before? No, I'm really asking. Has this ever happened before? I don't remember this happening to Biden or Obama. I think we know why, but why? It's just wrong. What are they afraid of us hearing? I was just wondering.
Quick reminder to our viewers, we'll be watching tonight's presidential address and listening to what the president says tonight. But we're not going to take it live, as we've been discussing. That's because this president, sadly, has a history of misleading and in some cases simply false statements on what we've been talking about tonight. Election security and integrity. Also, the White House earlier today said he would be showing newly classified documents. So we want to make sure that we have time to review those documents, talk to experts about them, contextualize whatever he says or shows before airing it.
Election integrity.
Oh, really? Now they're concerned about that?
Why do you think the media is so fearful of tonight's speech and anything to do with election interference? And why are they attempting to discredit President Trump's speech before they even heard it? And lastly, what's your message to AOC, who is asking for President Trump, the mainstream media, to actually censor the sitting president's speech tonight?
Yeah, I think that the mainstream media should air the president's speech and allow the American people to draw their own conclusions from it. Again, I think it's important that the American public hears directly from the President of the United States on a topic that, to your point, is very near and dear to the hearts of many Americans across the country, the integrity of our elections. This should be a nonpartisan, non-controversial issue. And
world country that has elections like we have. In a rare move, NBC and ABC fake news have both said that they would not cover this speech. They knew what it was about because of the fact that they don't like the topic, because they know how corrupt our system is and they don't want to reveal it. They and others in the media are part of a plot. They want to continue this fraud for whatever reason. They want to keep it going. They want to protect the radical left. They can't have a great country, and that's true. You can't have a great country without free and fair elections. Fraud like this should mean a revocation of their licenses. They use our public multi-billion-dollar in value airways for absolutely no money. They pay nothing. All we want is honesty in our elections and honesty in reporting. They pay nothing for multi-billion-dollar assets. Great damage has been done to our country. Our elections were left vulnerable to being rigged and stolen, and the trust of the American people was lost. This cannot be allowed to continue. Every American, whether you're a Republican, Democrat, Independent, or otherwise, should be able to agree that we deserve the most secure, honest, and fair election system anywhere in the world. Secure elections should be a partisan, we should be together, Democrats, Republicans, Independents, everybody. And it should not be a partisan issue. It should cause to unite us, not to divide us. This should be a cause. We should be united, not divided.
This is most likely why ABC, NBC, and CNN didn't want to air President Trump's speech tonight. Check out the video really quick.
This document says, and this is by the CIA, the strategy included efforts to use Chinese contacts with big U.S. companies to influence U.S. business leaders to turn against the President of the United States of America. The Chinese government sought to identify U.S. journalists who had reported negatively on the U.S. president and pay them large sums of money to write more negative articles about him, as many as they could, and they didn't care what they said. The Chinese government wanted U.S. president to lose the next election, and the reason they wanted me to lose is because they knew I was wise to them.
They obviously don't care about election interference, and we can see why. But maybe their licenses should be revoked. But the point being is, we need safe and fair elections. We live in the best country in the world, and we have China interfering in our elections. Pass the Save America Act now.
Who did we lose? Oh, we lost over Travis.
Pastor.
I want to say this before you go, Celeste, that I am convinced that the mainstream media has become dangerously disconnected from the American people at this point. I just find it really ridiculous that major outlets decided or are choosing to decide what information the public is allowed to hear and which information should be ignored. I mean, this is a sign of communism, isn't it? Am I wrong on that? You know, I mean, when the president of the United States addresses the nation, Americans should be able to hear the message directly and judge it for themselves.
Thank you. Nobody hired them to interfere with that.
Exactly. And refusing to carry a presidential address sends a disturbing message at this point that the American people are not capable of listening to the source and forming their own opinion. I don't think that's called journalism at this point. That's just information control. And the media is supposed to report the news, not act as gatekeepers who decide what the public is permitted to know. I'm at a point now where I'm really, really sick and tired. And I think Americans need to start calling these people out. That's right. They really do. You know, Americans, in my opinion, although we talk bad about some of these folks, they're more intelligent, you know, and they're more intelligent than some folks may give them, you know, credit for. And they have the ability to listen to competing viewpoints, you know, examine the facts, and then hopefully they will come to their own conclusion. What really bothers me is that there's not enough people out there upset and angry that there's certain media outlets that decided not to showcase this. That drives me crazy right there. That drives me crazy. I think something needs to be done about that. I don't know if this administration, the president, can do anything to revoke their FCC privileges or whatever that is, but something needs to be done. Yes, because if you have 40-50% of the nation that think that it's okay to censor the president. Has this ever happened before? Has the president ever actually addressed the nation and all of the major outlets not cover it? I've never heard of such a thing.
Come on.
I mean, this is crazy. So what are your thoughts?
Well, I think you're absolutely correct. I think that the American people are intelligent and they are able to listen to opposing points of view and draw their own conclusion, which is exactly why they did not show the address. If they did not think we could do that, they would have happily shown it. It is the fear that we could do that that keeps them from showing it. And the FCC license is basically the American people subsidizing these companies. It is unfair to ask us to subsidize you and then for you to withhold the product from us. The president addressing the nation is a product that those companies should be showing us. They should not have the level of flexibility to say we get to determine what we want to. Now, they could do that if they were completely private, but you can't ask for our subsidy then want to act as a private corporation. You are not a private corporation. You are a private corporation that operates in the interest of the public. And it is in the interest of the public where I don't know that they'll be able to be revoked, but they absolutely could be fined. And they should be fining them every day from now until the time they run that speech in its entirety in prime time at 9 o'clock and every day, $1 million a day. I don't care what it is. They should be fining them for doing this. The reason the media is so loath to discuss election integrity is because they were part of the grift. They were part of the scam.
That's right. Amen.
There is no way that could have been pulled off in 2020. And I don't know about you, but I stayed up to 4 in the morning on 2020. Because if you remember in 2016, Trump had won probably by midnight. I mean, probably somewhere between 11 p.m. and midnight. They did not ever really, if you watch, go back and watch, it's still on YouTube. They waited almost 3 hours because they couldn't get Hillary to concede.
Right.
And then what ended up happening is the media still never called the election for Trump. He came out and announced that he had just gotten off the phone with Hillary, that she had conceded, and then they started running the banner that he was the 45th president. So they really, not only did she ever really, well, she came out the next day, and you call that a concession, but she did not concede on that night, and neither did the media announce on that night. It was way into 4 a.m. before they started putting the check mark by his face, saying he was the 45th president. But initially, the person who reported to us that he had won and that she had conceded that he had won was Donald Trump. So we can see where he is concerned that they don't hold up their end of the bargain, that they are not acting in the best interest of the public. And to me, this is yet another small but important salvo in the civil war that we are currently in. Right. Because it's a soft civil war does not make it any less a war. And God willing, it can stay this way and maybe even improve from here. But the fact of the matter is, this is a war against the elites and the people. And the elites are hiding or embedded in institutions like media through which they act. That's so right. The media deciding, what's that man's name? He didn't decide that they were gonna not. No, it is the people who own CNN and ABC and CBS who made that decision. And many of them may have made that decision because, in fact, their names may be involved with taking payments from the Chinese, may be involved with being part of the Dominion systems. Fox News is not immune. If we can remember back in 2020 when they called Arizona and threw the election into chaos. Yep. Do you remember when 6 swing states all at 11 p.m. shut down, of which Georgia was among them, as Crystal mentioned last night, a fake water main break. And now think about how serious that has to be, because they actually had paperwork on that. They had to get a permit to shut all that down. There's paper. Who has enough clout that in a moment's notice in the middle of the night they can stop an election and get a permit on a fake water main break, and then can't nobody see no trickle of water nowhere? Okay, I mean, this kind of stuff that you have to have coordination and money and power and influence to pull this off, and it would not have been done without the media. I don't know how many votes were turned. I don't know what the balance of the election. I can't tell you any of that, but I can tell you this. I can tell you, I have never, and I've paid attention to elections for quite a while, seen 6 states all in coordinated fashion for a different set of erroneous reasons, all of a sudden have to stop the count and then wake up the next morning where the count apparently continued and the count is going in a complete reversal. That is a strange occurrence by any metric. And the fact people do not want to look into it. And the worst case scenario means that they are, tacitly complicit. But in the likely scenario, they may have been involved.
Amen. Celeste, you're absolutely right. We don't need television executives filtering reality for us.
Come on.
At least the majority of us anyway. Right. I got to tell you, man, it's frightening. Like listening to them, come out and say, hey, we're not doing this and it's for your own benefit. That should scare everybody.
Come on.
It should scare everybody. And what really concerns me, is how many people that are just comfortable with the media companies silencing or ignoring the president simply because they dislike the guy. Right. That is a concern. Think about this. Where is the people on TikTok crashing out because they feel like, hey, y'all aren't being transparent with us. Where is it? This right here lets you know that, man, hey, we're in trouble. We are in trouble as a nation when we have a half of the population here in our country is okay with the media censoring the sitting president. Right. I said this yesterday. Whatever happened to just respecting the office? You know, AT can attest this, and I'm sure all my folks, you know, in the military, they can attest to it. I'm sure we work. I mean, all of you guys, y'all work for some COs or some officers that you didn't really care for, but you respect the rank. You still pop and salute when he walks through. You know, even if you know he's a dirt bag, maybe he's a jerk, maybe he's incompetent, you still respect the rank. We've lost that in this country, man. We've lost it. Go ahead, Minister Denzel.
Hey, listen, I think that it's very important for us to understand that the secular media, the left media, they are telling you to your face that they are the ones that are in charge. They are telling you to your face that they want to control what you think and what you hear. And I think that it is unfortunate that American people haven't taken the time to evaluate how they're being treated by the media, because they're not hiding this. They're not hiding this. They've done it often over again. I've looked at several books. One book is called The Steal by Joe Hoff. There's another book called Rigged by Molly Hemingway. They go into detail about what happened during that time. And I think that we as American citizens have to learn how to do our own research. And when somebody tell you that they don't have no respect for you, you should believe them. You really should believe them. When they tell you that we are not going to let you hear it because we don't think that you should be listening to this kind of stuff, we will tell you what to believe. When the media tells you that, you need to cut them off. And I want to see if there's going to be demonstrations in front of their studios. When are we going to start demonstrating in front of their studios and documenting their disrespect for us? When that happens, you may see some kind of changes, but we don't rebel and we don't show our disapproval publicly and consistently. They're gonna keep this foolishness going. I'm done.
Oh, Minister Stanz, you're absolutely right, man. Once censorship becomes acceptable against someone that you can oppose, it eventually just becomes used. It's going to be used against you, and I don't think the American people understand that. If you're okay with this man being censored, I promise you, your time is coming.
That's right.
It's coming. I promise you it is. What happens, you know, when the pastors are being censored, you know, for speaking the word of God? What happens?
Right.
What happens then?
Not far away. That's right.
What this right here showcases that we're not far away from that. It's actually right around the corner. It's closer than you think.
And your failure to rebel tells them that it's okay.
Exactly. Go ahead, Elder Travis.
Yeah, I think part of the issue is, like you said in the beginning, them not liking him based on a perception that was given to them, you know, and it is not our, just like you say, it's the rank. Why we're not appreciating the rank, appreciating who he is, appreciating the seat that he sit in, we're so focused on the man that we are not going to be able to touch. There's so many people in this world that we don't like, but because they're at this position, you can't do nothing with it. Just like you mentioned in the military, just like even in positions that we in at work, some people don't like their boss, but you're going to go to work every day.
That's right.
You're going to show up on time. You're going to do what you're supposed to do. You're going to, 5 minutes late, you're going to give your boss an excuse because you fear your boss. But for some reason, we can talk about the president like he just whatever, like he just not run the free world. And how is this considered still the free world when we're taking the free speech from the president? We're taking the free speech from the president. Like you said, it's going to end up trickling down to us. And just like you said, they got the separation between church and state because they want to control what we do say. They want to control how we say it, the way we put it. I read a book a while ago, I mentioned it one time before, called The Black Christ, where they would get baptized. They would baptize the slave owner, but then the slave owner would, you're free, but you're not free enough. It's like a psychological warfare. I'm going to tell you that you're free, but you're really not free. Because like you just said, if you can censor the president, you're next. It's coming. It's coming. That's all I got to say on the top. It's coming.
Amen. That's right.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Go ahead, AT.
So this is a fun one, right? First of all, when Wise said that Americans, they're smarter than some people give them credit for. Some people. But has this happened before? Yes, it actually has happened before where they have censored a standing president from being able to actually speak his remarks. In the last 10 years, it happened once to Biden. He had I can't remember, I have it in front of me. He had an event that he did called Soul of the Nation speech. ABC, CBS, and NBC did not run that. They ran reruns and game shows instead. And then it happened to Obama one time in 2014 when he had a primetime speech on immigration reform because they viewed it to be overly political. Every other time it's happened since then has been President Trump. No less than 4 times it's occurred to him, including the most recent time here yesterday, 2019 during the shutdown, 2021, and 2024. What's interesting about this is talking about Americans when it comes to the media. I want to back this one up off of some research that I pulled before. So first of all, most Americans don't trust the media overall. You'd be hard-pressed to find someone and say, hey, you trust the news? Like implicitly, most people are going to say no to that. But the catch is Democrats trust them far more. Before somebody has a panic attack in the comment section, I'm not going to see anyway. It comes from Gallup poll in September 2025. 28% of Americans just in general have a great deal or a fair amount of trust in mass media. That's not a lot, which means 70% of them have little or no trust. But amongst those 28% of Americans that do trust the media, 51% of them are Democrats, 27% of them are independents, and then obviously a margin of error, do your math. Republicans are just 8% of individuals who actually do trust them. So you're not going to find a lot of Republicans who just in general trust the media, but you will find a greater amount of Democrats. But the catch is the journalists. The journalists know that they're not reporting the truth, and I'm telling you, they simply don't care. This is coming from Pew Research. U.S. journalists differ from the public in their views of both sidism, so you can look this information up. 22% of people believe that not every single side deserves coverage. That's just Americans. Now, for journalists, 55% of them say, and I quote, not every side always deserves equal coverage. But I got to piece that part a little bit more. Of those journalists that said that, 70% of them are liberal. And so this is a factual reality that the news knows they're not reporting both sides, doesn't care they're not reporting both sides, genuinely believes it's not important to report both sides. And on the other side of those in receiving it, it is most likely going to be a liberal that says, yeah, no, trust it 100% implicitly. Why not? We don't care if they don't report both sides. And so we have a, once again, weaponized ignorance, emotional ignorance of individuals. Of course, they don't care that Trump wasn't talking. That is TDS right there. And it's something I don't typically talk about, but my goodness, they keep giving good arguments for it. Why would you not? Even if you didn't vote for the guy, even if you don't like the guy, this is your country. This impacts you whether you like it or not, unless you're ready to say he's lying about everything, at which point in time I will ask you, where are the articles of impeachment? Why is he still up there? Until that happens, he is still your president. I know that hits the ears wrong. I know all media and news and all the things you watch are saying he's a horrible guy. Just try it for 1 week. Try looking at something different. At least be able to say that, yes, I am objective. I have removed my bias because I didn't just take, one sentence here or there out of context. Right. I actually listened to Fox News. I actually tried listening to a church. Why not? I actually listened to the stuff that Trump said, and I looked into it. Go see if there's any evidence at all about election fraud back from the 2020 timeframe. Literally anything. And if you can find one thing, then he is telling the truth. But that's a level of critical reasoning and emotionality that just simply does not exist and widespread in the United States of America. We never want to be wrong. We never want to admit when we're wrong. We just want to be loud. And our emotions have told us that as long as you cry the loudest, as long as you're offended the most, then you're good to go. Who cares about rationality? Who cares about your brothers and sisters? Who cares about the country? And I don't know. I don't have a lot of sunshine and rainbows on this one because to be scriptural about this one, the word deceive comes up pretty doggone often when it talks about the Antichrist in the world and it talks about the end times. It makes you wonder, how would they go about that deception with ease? Because they already will listen to everything that's in front of the screen and they will do what they're told to do.
Yeah. Well, you can see it. They're actually training the people.
Yes, they are.
They're training the people to accept it.
Absolutely.
That's what they're doing right now. I mean, those of us on this side of things, man, we got to defend. We not only say got to, we must defend free speech and demand transparency, man. We have to.
That's right.
We have to. And we got to be willing to hold the media accountable, which I don't think a lot of people are willing to do.
That's the key.
They don't know how to do it in the first place, Wise. We're not educated on how to stand back. And the real challenge associated with this is ignorance really is bliss in these scenarios. Right. How do we even fight back when people are unwilling to listen? You're right. They're training them. They're training them pretty well.
No, you're absolutely right. And to be honest with you, the answer is not less information. It's not less information. It is allowing the American people to hear the truth for themselves and then come up with their own conclusion based off of the facts that's been laid out before them.
That's right.
The word says this: the first to state his case seems right until another comes in and cross-examines.
That's right.
That's what the word says.
That's
so, hey, I understand the game. I think we all understand the game.
Yep.
But we need more people. But it's by design, though, because they've removed us away, from God. They've removed us away from the word. A lot of us, we don't even understand what our actual God-given rights are. We don't even understand that. And you have so many people out here just willing to go along to get along, and they just take whatever it is that these people give them, and they just take it.
Yeah,
Crystal, we'll give you the last word on this.
Matthew 7:15 says, "Beware of false prophets who come disguised as harmless sheep, but are really vicious wolves." Mainstream media is the false prophet. I guess you realize that it's called television because they're telling you a vision. They're telling you what to think. They're telling you how to process things.
Yeah. Hey, Crystal, they also say TV programming.
Yeah.
They're programming you.
AT's right, because I was looking at it. It has happened in the past. It went all the way back to Gerald Ford. It was Ronald Reagan, and it was George Bush, where they had not just one, a couple of their addresses were, which is really interesting, but a couple of their addresses were not aired because the media felt like the people didn't need to see their stuff. The thing is, I know we said we need to be careful that because the censoring will come to us, it already came to us. I think y'all forgot what happened between 2021 till this present day. I can tell you very carefully what happened to us on TikTok. Every 2 seconds I said a word they didn't like, I was shut down immediately. They didn't care. I know there are people here on YouTube, men and women of God. I'm talking about men and women of God, not people that are out here talking about, they're just talking about God. Their platforms were demonetized and shut down prior to this year, prior to President Trump getting back into office. They were shut down for speaking the truth. So it's coming. It is already here.
Yeah.
But you have people who will sit here and make statements like AT saw last night that I sent him on my Facebook, where they're like, you don't know the difference between socialism and communism, and it's not the same thing. But that's because,
talking about my sweetheart on Facebook.
Yes, y'all are all ignorant, and y'all have no idea what you're signing up for. You feel like ignorance is bliss, but ignorance is not bliss, because you will still face the consequences of your non-actions in this situation. Because that's what people fail to realize. You're not going to be exempt just because you don't believe in it. You're not going to be exempt because you're like, well, I'm staying neutral. You will have to face the consequences of those actions as well. Now, I will say this. Everything that President Trump addressed last night, they didn't want people to see it, because then people would realize they were under a psyop the entire time. What happened in 2020 was a psyop that they had. It took place. What is continuing to happen between race relations between Black and white people is part of a psyop. If you were actually tuned in, if you actually went in and actually looked at the stuff, you would know, hold up, they've been playing with us this entire time. These are foreign operatives. As I said last night, the fact that foreign operatives have our date of birth, name, address,
Social security numbers, all personal information.
That should concern everybody. But because the word warns us that even when it comes to tribulation, and they are going through all that they're going through, they still will turn around and curse God instead of realizing this is Satan. This is the darkness. This is the evil. They're seeing it with their own two eyes, and they won't care because they are so reprobate. And this is what you're seeing right now. When you see the amount of people, because I told you I wasn't going to go straight to sleep last night. I lay in bed and I was going through the documents. I was going through the documents. I was watching mainstream media and what they were saying, and CBS didn't want to cover it, but they sure got out there and started fact checking what he said, even though it was proven that they were lying. They got out there real quick to say, we fact check what he said. Why are you fact checking? You didn't even want the people to see it. I want you to understand that's another example of soft bigotry, of low expectation. That is another example. because they literally say that we are going to filter what y'all get to see and not see because y'all are too stupid to actually know the difference. That's literally what they're saying. But the beautiful thing is, this is, I know my men and women of God who have been riding with me and been Bible studies and in my Discord. Y'all know right now what happened last night was prophecy fulfilled. We know that because there have been many people who said God was going to expose this, and this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. I know people are like, well, where are the handcuffs? Slow your roll. This is not Trump that did this.
Right.
And I'm going to say this was not Trump who did this. Because if you heard what was said, there were burn bags that came from Obama that they were supposed to get rid of. Those burn bags from
God preserved them.
2012, Trump has it now in 2026. That tells you that was God protecting it, God preserving it. And God said, I'm going to release it when it is time. So please understand, God is moving, and it is our job to thank God for what is happening and to keep praising him because he's doing some work. And we are not just supposed to sit still and do nothing. Our job, because too many of us sit down and they be like, well, President Trump's going to do it. No. Pick up your phone and start calling your representatives, call your senators and tell them, we want the SAFE Act passed now, because the fact that they have all of our information, the fact that they have been doing psyops on us, the fact that that Obama's involved, the fact that I sent Brother Wise this video of Hillary Clinton with Rachel Maddow discussing what if we allegedly asked China to help us in our elections. This is all documented.
We did.
Did all of this.
Right.
Right there should tell each and every one of you, we need the Save America Act passed, and we need to support the president more than ever. And the last thing, this is a time for each and every one of you. Stop sharing anything from mainstream media. When you have platforms like this that is telling the truth, this is who the Lord is trying to shift y'all from the false prophet media to media that's going to give you the truth. Stop supporting those that are just going to lie to you, that's going to program you, that is going to run a psyop on you. Support the people that's going to give you the truth. And remember, you have the most transparent president, period. Documents are released for you. You can watch it on YouTube. You can go watch it on whitehouse.gov. Stop giving these people who are lying to you.
That's right. Your attention.
The chance to lie to you, because you're basically asking for your demise. Stop doing it.
I just want to say that they need to get out there in the street too and start letting them know that we're not taking this. We see that those crowds in the street mean something. When you start saying, "Listen, you have openly disrespected us, and we're calling you on this." That needs to be done. We got to stop letting these people punk us and not show our power. The other groups can do it. We see when they think they've been done wrong, even when they haven't been done wrong, they get out there and excrete the public. We need to get out there in the public and let them know. Start protesting in front of their studios and calling them their names out, documenting what they said. We need to do that if we're going to be changing our nation, because that when people see that, they can get with it. They can see that something's being done. Behind closed doors, nobody knows what's happening.
Right.
Oh, we're literally living through or witnessing the real life adaptation of George Orwell's 1984.
Come on.
Yes.
If you have not read that book or listened to it, I think you can listen to it for free now on YouTube. You should, because we're actually watching it play out in real time. Just to hit a couple points real quick, control the language to control thought. We hear that. We see that happening. Control the past to control the future. We see them trying to do that. Repeat the lies until they become it becomes accepted truth. We see them do it. I'm telling you, you can go down the list.
Yes, you can.
We're seeing it happen. And Minister Dan, you're right, man. We need people to get out there. They got to get out and start protesting. We need more and more people, out here pushing back against this before it's too late.
There you go.
And to be honest with you, I'm telling you, I've told people, I'm like, there's nowhere else to go. We are the last bastion.
Thank you.
This is it right here in America. There is nowhere. There is
no one's coming to help us.
No one coming to help us, and there is nowhere to flee to.
Right.
And y'all got to see for the first time, President Trump called it out. I'm trying to figure out the right verbiage for YouTube. The swamp is real. The shadow people are real. The fact that lady Nikki Flores, whatever her name is, actually wrote it's in the documents where she said, I'm basically running a shadow. She literally said it. And now she works for Microsoft, just in case y'all didn't know.
Oh.
So again, these people are sitting here playing in your face, and you it's like you're sitting down here, please do it to me. No, it is time that we stand up and do something instead of sitting here and allowing these things to happen to us.
We're gonna read some super chats, and we're gonna keep it moving.
Follow the money.
Yes, follow the money. Before we do that, we're gonna go to a quick commercial break, then we'll come back and we'll do the super chats.
There's a change in the air. The world might have lost its way. It wanders in confusion, but a better path is near. With so many believers seeking community, it's time to lend a hand. With everything vying for the attention of the lost, it's time to seek the truth. We don't always keep sight of our path. And when you lose direction, when the noise of the world is overbearing, a faithful hand is near. While the rest of the nation kneels before evil, we stand together.
Oh, outstanding. I want to let you guys know that today's show is brought to you by the Garden Project. If you're looking for a stronger Christian community rooted in purpose and truth, learn more today at thegardenproject.com. And if you would like to join the Garden Project, please make sure you use thegardenproject.com/ARP, thegardenproject.com/ARP. All right, let's get into the super chats real quick here. All righty. First one up, God Your Huckleberry with the $20 super chat says, FYI fam, Nikki Flores is director of Insider Risk at Microsoft. She is a establishment individual. We can't use that language here. He was talking about running a shadow gov. Do you all remember when our military systems was hacked due to a Chinese chip backdoor from Microsoft? Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting. Shout out to Mad Peace, $10 super chat says, I haven't claimed a home church in years because I live in Chicago where Jesus is apparently socialist and has his own pronouns. Rolling my eyes in disgust. So I appreciate y'all speaking on the Lord, man.
I so understand.
Is that real?
No, it's real.
So
and there's a lot of churches out there like that.
Mad Peace, if you reach out to me, if you message me, you can email me at crystal@beyondlabels.com. I've actually sent people a church in Chicago, and just depending on where you are, it is a Bible believing, Holy Spirit filled church. So you can email me and I will direct you to a church in Chicago if you're looking for one.
Amen.
Cool. Amen to that.
Amen.
All right. Shout out to 2020 Vision coming through with the $5 super chat says, in my opinion, this was an act of war against the American people by the networks involved.
I believe it's treason. I'm with you.
It's more treasonous behavior. I would agree with that as well. AT. Shout out to Deb coming through. $10 super chat says, Maduro, is he sitting in prison, admitted to the 70 countries that he rigged elections against as well as the United States? There's a triangle, China, Venezuela, and Iran, that were behind this 2020 fraud.
That's correct.
I told y'all the sources have said that Maduro is singing like a bird right now. So I
can see it. I can see it.
Hallelujah.
Well, you already know. Hey, when they start throwing them numbers at you, they say, in my old school days when I used to listen to this kind of music, they say under pressure, everybody changed like chameleon paint, man. Shout out to Dion with the $5 super chat says, I view the media blackout yesterday as another level of political terrorism.
That's right. Thank you.
agree with you.
Good point.
Shout out to my brother Jeff, Saint Jeff in the building. It's not your fault. Al-Anon Recovery Channel, $11 super chat says, here is a list of all the developed countries that don't require photo ID to vote. The United States of America. Thank you for your attention. Shout out to Deb coming through, $5 super chat. Chinese actors obtaining U.S. voting technology that breach security risk connected with Venezuela that Iran used to interfere with our 2020 election.
Yeah, well, it goes to show why we were so interested in making sure Maduro stayed there, because he was over there working for us, doing some things.
Shout out to Madam Vanderstelt coming through, $2 super chat says, grounds to sue for First Amendment rights violation.
Hey,
somebody could put together a class action.
Good point.
Absolutely. St. Jeff in the building. It's not your fault. Al-Anon Recovery Channel, $11 super chat says, what will it take for the conservatives in the United States who stand around with pursed lips kicking the ground every election cycle as the steal happens? Patriots don't stand idle. Tree of Liberty is fed by. Righty.
I agree with you, Jeff. But, I think the beautiful thing about that speech last night was also for all those people, we always talk about the vote blue no matter who. But for all those that vote red until they're dead and don't check out who they're supporting, President Trump laid a beautiful case out there to let you know who are the rhinos that you have been supporting.
That's right.
Because Thomas Massey came out and said, this isn't true. President Trump is lying. When you see people like that who are supposed to be in the Republican Party lying, just say rhino immediately.
Yeah. Hey, when people show you who they are,
believe it. That's right.
Shout out to Uncle Darnell, $10 super chat says, how do we form a channel or medium that reaches specific reps directly where we can voice our concerns and they take those concerns to whomever we need them to?
The last part is
we just grow. We just can continue to grow these, because you can grow to a point where you have to be acknowledged. When you say something, it cannot be ignored.
And be vocal publicly.
Shout out to Kung Fu CJ, $2 super chat says, I went live last night and you are right, brother Wise. Appreciate you, Kung Fu CJ.
Amen.
Shout out to Cold Steel Rails, $20 super chat says, be on guard, stand firm in the faith, be men of courage, be strong. Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
Shout out to St. Jeff in the building. It's not your fault. Al-Anon Recovery Channel, $11 super chat. 38% of Democrats polled after 2020 election stated the Hunter Biden laptop, Tony Bobulinski, the big guy documents, would have influenced their vote. Biden won by 3 at 38% is 9 million votes. Shout out to Captain Caveman, $2 super chat says, dictatorship at its best. Blessed morning. Appreciate you, Captain. Shout out to Jedi Master, $5 super chat says, the media is complicit and want to destroy our republic from within. God bless. God bless you. Love your show. Appreciate you, man. Thank you very much. Shout out to T-Paw in the building coming through. $20 super chat says, good morning, family. I was praying last night and kept hearing in the beginning, God. I then said, God, help all the evildoers to repent or fall. God blessings to you all. Be safe. Thank you, T-Paw.
Thank you, T-Paw.
Yes, and let them confess.
Amen.
We need to hear what you've done. Confess.
Confess. Shout out to Wrinkle Brain, 2 Thessalonians 10. The deceived are deceived willingly.
Yes, they are.
We got a lot of that going on right now.
Look at LA. Them people know that thing was stolen from Spencer Pratt, and they don't care.
Yeah, right. Shout out to Deb, $5 super chat said the FCC must operate in the public interest. There is an equal time rule. This requires equal opportunity for legally qualified political candidates. Thank you, Deb.
It's a law.
It is. Shout out to Uncle Darnell, $20 super chat says, what's the AIF?
He's trying to say
if. Okay, got you. Okay, if my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves, pray, seek, crave, and require of necessity my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, forgive their sin, and heal their land. Right now. Thank you, Darnell. Shout out to Brother Daniel Manning, $50 super chat. Appreciate you. Smoking Hot Show. The Mark of the Beast is coming. That old school song, If You Know, You Know. I wish I would have clipped that brother that came up. It was a while ago and he was yelling the beast. I wish I would have clipped that up, man. I wish, but I wasn't thinking at the time. No forward thinking at the time. Shout out to St. Jeff in the building. It's not your fault. Al-Anon Recovery Channel, $11 super chat says, AT, remember when Mark Milley went to the Chinese and swore his allegiance to them and his generals all agreed? Treason. How many Democrats know about this? Few.
Come on.
It was scrubbed from the mainstream media coverages. Yep.
And we drug him, by the way. The enlisted, the officers, we drug him. He should have been ashamed of himself.
Yeah.
Amen.
Shout out to Kung Fu CJ, $2 super chat says, Crystal, God will blind the eyes of the reprobate.
Yep. And that's what we're seeing, because there's a lot of them. If you go through social media right now,
they don't have a clue.
They're all saying, CBS said they're lying. Okay.
Hey, don't.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Shout out to
I got a
Saint
bridge to
Jeff.
sell you.
Yeah. Thank you, Saint
They
Jeff.
also said it wasn't made in the lab.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's how you handle it. You just say, and it wasn't made in the lab.
And one shot will cure you.
Yep.
Thank you for the $11 super chat. The mainstream media rebuttals were prepared the day before his speech.
Yes.
Kabuki theater on steroids. Oh,
Yes.
yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
Not to mention, not only that, there is a clip, and I was going to play it, but I decided not to add it because it was just kind of messy. But it's like a multitude of local networks all saying the same. I mean, the exact same
Oh
script.
yeah,
Like
there's a lot of those out there. Yes,
it's just like, oh my goodness, man,
can't miss it.
can't miss it, and they're not hiding it.
And
Shout out to
find out that China's paying for that.
Jedi Master.
That's really
super chat.
what the
Very
deal
important.
is. I want to know. Look, all of that great. I already knew they took 2020. I want to know who got paid to write the stories. What's their name?
I said
Tell me. I'm sorry. I'm for disclosure. I want the names. Don't tell me it happened. Tell me who did it.
That's
who
right.
did
Thank
it?
you.
Maybe you got a trial. Maybe you got all. Like I said, release the tapes. Come on. Come on.
Shout out to Jedi Master. $2 super chat says they throw the Nazi word around like it's nothing.
Because they are Nazis.
Yeah, they are. Well, Democratic Socialists, isn't that not the Nazis? Is it that what they were called themselves? They were called Democratic Socialists?
It was no, they were the
Nationalist Socialists. There you go. Shout out to Karen Elliott. $2 super chat says media has taken off the sheep costume. We see you. Yeah.
Karen, everyone is taking. I think at this point, every wolf is taking off their sheep costume just because too many sheep think that they're stronger and they can handle the wolf by themselves, or they actually believe that the wolf is harmless, so they're not even trying to fight against them. That's really what's happening. So the wolves are showing their faces easily.
Well, the costume wasn't fitting them anyway. Their butts were sticking out, their nose was sticking out, their head was sticking. They may as well take it off.
Shout out to shout out to Captain Caveman. $5 super chat says we're living in the actual sequel to George Orwell's book 1984, 2026 TDS anthology.
Good point.
TDS anthology.
Oh man, yeah. Shout out to Video the Vibe coming through with the NGN 3000. What is that? What's the NGN?
Nigerian? Is that Nigerian?
Is that the Nigerian Naira?
I think so.
Okay. Stupid on steroids. I like the sound of that. That's my brother Manny. What up, Manny? How you doing, man?
Oh, that's Manny.
That's my brother Manny, man. Shout out to my brother Manny. He helps out a lot. He's he's the guy that does all the work behind the scenes for me, man. So I appreciate you, brother. Look at him. Well, I would say he's up early, but he's not. They're 6 hours ahead of us. But shout out to you, brother Manny. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to B Wise coming through, $10 super chat. XOXO at
hold up, Cap Caveman. Hold up now.
Oh, all right now, B Wise.
Thank you.
Righteous connections. Righteous connections.
Listen, I'm gonna officiate the duel.
Oh, shout out to Ash Bay joining the ARP family. Thank you, Ash Bay. We appreciate your support. Appreciate you. Cap America, $10 super chat says Matthew 7:13. Enter by the narrow gate, for the gate is wide and the way is easy that leads to destruction. And those who enter by it are many. You ain't lying about that one, bro. Shout out to Laz Monty coming through. Thank you for speaking the truth and sharing wisdom. Keep on in love and faith, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Shout out to Kenneth Mole says, get a vintage copy of 1984 before they change it. Oh, yeah. Hey, jump on eBay real quick. Hey, get one of those. Hey,
right?
Yeah. Don't get the brand new 2026 version. Get one of them editions from the 90s or so if you could copy one. You actually, honestly, you could probably get it for $2-3 on eBay right now.
Yeah,
one of the older versions. Yeah.
For right now.
That's why we tell people
For
right now.
For right now.
But get it quick because they may be scrubbing it.
That's why I tell everybody, get a Bible, a hard copy Bible
hard
right now,
copies.
because they're going to change it. So you better get it while you can. They already started changing it.
I was going to say they already started.
King James version and all of that. Yeah, definitely get you a Bible now.
Yeah, get you a hard copy. Shout out to Ash Bay joining the CBL family. Shout out to you, Ash Bay. We appreciate your support. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Shout out to St. Jeff in the building. It's not your fault. Allen Recovery Channel, $11 super chat says, Minister, like 2020, we would be labeled, is he saying salacious or salacious? I think he meant salacious. And thrown in the clink without trial. The left is left alone to riot and wild. And no charges are filed because the left controls the DAs and the mayors. And can we add the judges as well?
Come on. Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, if you go into them documents, you'll learn real quick. That was part of, what is it called? The Mao plan. That is their plan, because they were trying to create all of this crazy uprising and fighting.
Chaos.
Yeah.
Shout out to Wrinkled Brain coming through, $5 super chat says, please get a head start on going against the Jay. You think he's a snake? Really?
Oh, he 100% is a snake. Yeah.
I've heard that before.
I've heard that.
There's no doubt about it. And I think Trump knows too.
Shout out to Ash Bay.
I don't know about that, but we'll
Yeah, I want to
time.
have that conversation one day, because I want to hear the why.
Yeah, I don't know about
that's
that.
a statement. I need some backing up
Well,
evidence.
I believe, Trump knows. I know he does.
Shout out to Ash Bay coming through, been a member for 6 months. It's time for the church to start protesting in these streets against the enemy. You know what, Ash Bay? I would say I am in agreement with you, but the problem is that the church has been, a lot of these churches now, they've been infiltrated, and they've been compromised.
That's right.
When you have, I think at this point there may be more anti-Bible pastors out there than there are actual true, pastors that are teaching strictly from the Word of God. I think there are more people out there. I mean, when you got Raphael Warnock out there, trying to, kind of manipulate and change scriptures. And he's not the only one. There's a bunch of them.
A lot of them. That's right.
There's a lot of them. I mean, the church has been infiltrated.
You can say think, but at the end of the day, all we can do is go off of evidence, right? Anything beyond that, if you say I don't trust the evidence or the source, then we're just using whatever your feelings are, and we shouldn't go off of that.
Right.
So let's just go off of the evidence. And what you just said is verifiable by evidence. If we talk about biblical worldview, being you go to the Bible before making decisions and allow it to shape your worldview, the majority of senior pastors and youth child pastors do not believe in the biblical worldview. So you're 100% correct.
It's sad. It's really sad. Right. I think was it you that talked about the study that went through, and I was just like, I was just blown away, man. Just blown away.
But I think
go for it.
No, I was gonna say, I think the thing is, yes, we can go out in the street and protest, but we will look just as ridiculous as the other people.
If we do it the way they do, yeah.
We need to be doing.
No, we have to do it organized. I agree.
Kingdom building, meaning you see TGP is doing what they do. And you see that I created a whole entire platform just to give everybody the biblical worldview of everything. When you see people that are, we're supposed to have our own media. We're supposed to have our own TV shows, movies,
everything.
We're supposed to have our own everything. Yes, we can be involved as far as affecting change in the world by, engaging with them at times, but we should have our own. So people don't have to depend on ABC, NBC, CBS, and all these people to give you the news when you have a Christian network that would actually give you the news, the true news. So that's where we have to go. Protesting is great, but we're going to look just like the rest of them, just marching back and forth. I'm not marching back and forth. We need to put our money where our mouth is, and
they got money, and they have money. People in the pews have money. What they don't have is any faith and any will.
Right.
It's not an issue of money. First of all, why you gotta have exactly? They should get rid of these buildings and build a television network. That would serve the people far better than having them sit in your pews listening to your foolishness and talking about throwing your head back and stomping your feet.
Right.
You know what I mean? Again, they need to stop preaching and start teaching.
Yep.
And also start doing. How about we need more people, like the Minister Danzels and even the Elder Travises and the ATs being willing to take some of these positions and compete directly, openly, absolutely, openly and publicly.
Be transformed by be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of the mind. See, a lot of times like you say, we got people in place. They got these good speeches. These things are going. We got these big buildings, but we don't have change. And that is the biggest thing. And that was one of the reasons why I stepped up. And I'm pretty sure Minister Danzel and everybody, because I'm tired of hearing this same old rhetoric and not seeing change. We talk about this and talk about that. Where's the change? Just like Crystal said, why we don't have our own network? Why we don't have our own businesses to run this through us?
That's right.
We don't have to go
We have
over
the
there.
money.
We're in the world, but not of the world. But
That's
yet
right.
we continue to try to do things just like them. I don't knock anybody that sometimes they make this Christian rap that's similar to that. I'm like, do our own thing, make your own music, do your own lyrics. But yet we try to do it just like them, and it's like that's why we can't go nowhere, because we look just like the world. We go to March, we gonna look just like them. We gonna start screaming. We ain't got no basis behind nothing that we do. There's no word behind it. Just like AT say, I tell a lot of people, don't bring me nothing if you can't back it by the word.
Come on.
If it's not in the word, I don't care. If it doesn't align with the word, it does not matter. You can say whatever you want to say. Don't tell me how you feel. I feel like I don't care how you feel. What does the word say?
Thank you.
Like in the beginning, when he made the world, everything was created in order. In the beginning, God created the heaven and earth. That is the whole basis. And then he went step by step. And God said, he just went step by step. We don't go by steps. We just go. We do whatever we feel like we want to do.
Amen.
So you're absolutely right there. Shout out to Kathy Cross coming through. $2 super chat says, we protested on J6. They jailed us. Share the gospel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Uncle Darnell, $5 super chat says, think we can set aside a day and time at least once a week and pray for our nation's plight. If you're not doing that on a day-to-day basis, you're probably hustling backwards at this point. Shout out to the lunatic libertarian, $5 super chat says, all centralized systems are failed DSA events, bring facts, counter rhetoric, face it head on, understand their language, flip it on to them. Yes, I just saw that happen. I was watching something that was on Fox. There was one of those DSA folks, and they just could not refute, because once you start asking them direct questions, they can't answer those questions, and they can't refute. You know what I'm saying? Their points. They can't refute it. We need more of that. The problem is that when you have 90% of the media that's covering for these people, and when they sit down, they don't actually do the real hard-hitting follow-up questions. And that's why I'm in agreement. We need our own networks. We need our own networks. And I'm not talking about, all it does, these networks that are, like your, and no shade, to, any of the faith-based networks out there that, showcase, pastors, preaching and things of that nature. I'm talking about actual news networks filled with people that are believers that will give you the information and give it to you, in a biblical format and explain it to you in a way, that from a lens, we need that. That is something that we don't have.
Brother Wise, you're so sweet. I will throw shade because they could do better. They definitely could do better.
I'm trying to be
I know
nice.
you're trying to be nice, but again, I will always say Christians need to stop being, when we are the children of the creator, why do we have to bring in subpar stuff? And a lot of these stations, they bring in subpar stuff that nobody want to watch. And you're just sitting down here, you're like, come on now, we are the children of the creator. Anything that we need, we just need to tap into him and
bring our A game. That's right. Bring our A game.
And I can't even refute that. I can't. Hey, when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You're right. You're right.
I have to say that demonstrating is not necessarily. I'm not saying that we have to demonstrate like they do. We have to understand those streets belong to us too. And we have just as much right to bring our Bible verse signs and our pointed, our key statements and challenge the media. They need to be challenged. The optics means a lot. When people see Christians out there doing their thing, it emboldens them to do their thing. If they don't see none of us, if they only see the wicked ones out there, then they think that they got control. And I'm not down for that. So I think we have to do it the right way. I'm with you, Sister Crystal. We cannot be like them and look like them and act like them, because they'll put us in one box. But when we represent God with integrity and with dignity, they got to take note. The Bible says in Acts that people had to take note that the disciples had been with Jesus. They can see by the way they were acting and talking that these people were Jesus.
And if we want to keep it a buck, Jesus did that.
Yes,
Jesus did that.
Yes, he
Jesus
did.
didn't play. He did that.
No, he didn't play. That's right.
What is God? What is God? Jesus did that.
Nor his disciples. That's right. They didn't play.
That's true. That's true. Shout out to Big Mo in Arizona. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Gifting 5 ARP family memberships. If you receive one of them, make sure you show Big Mo some love, man.
Amen.
Shout out to St. Jeff. It's not your fault. Allen Our Recovery Channel. $11 super chat says, I just voted in the special election to replace Rhino Lindsey Graham. Apparently, he voted 3 lines ahead of me. Oh Lord.
Is he still? I thought he was. Is he still around?
Oh, Lindsay, he passed away last week, last Saturday.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. That goes to show. I just want to put this out here real fast for all of you guys. This right here is a prime example of what I've been talking about.
Yep.
You know, all these people, they've got all this faith in these jobs and these companies and all this kind of stuff. You die, your job will be posted today.
Yeah, same day, actually. Yeah, they'll get you.
You saying tomorrow, I'm saying today.
The moment you die.
Seriously. That's just letting you know.
Paperwork and open up the job request. Yep.
Exactly. All these folks, they got all these faith in these, you know, large corporations, and they talking about their career and all this other kind of stuff. Man, you better find something else. You better put your faith in the Lord and building your family and your legacy.
Wise, that would always trip me out when I was working with the firms, we'll say, in the past. We would always have happy hours, right? Some portfolio manager would come into town, some director would come into town, and they'd throw a happy hour, and cool, it's free, go get some drinks, but, you know, brush elbows, shake their hands. And my team would always say, like, you know, Mr. Taylor, should we go? I was like, you have a family, go home, right? Yeah. Go home. Who cares? This man is not going to remember you on the plane back home. You're trying to get that one shine so you can get a job one day to get more money. Go home. They're going to forget about you the second you quit this firm. Just go home. Spend time with someone who's going to be with you on your deathbed.
I told Brother Wise there was an employee that I had, and she, when I was her manager, I had been only there like maybe 2 years, but she had been with the company. By the time I moved to Georgia, she had been with the company at least 25 years. She had given them everything. And she ended up having a stroke and dying. And only my sister, me, and one of the other clients in the building showed up for the funeral. Nobody else from the company showed up. And they had her job on the LinkedIn or one of these, literally the day they found out that she died.
Oh yeah, absolutely. These folks don't care. They do not care. AT, I'm with you on that one. Unless it was an actual full-fledged company function, I'm not going to your happy hour.
I'm not going. I'm not going.
Then you say, like, hey, we're going to such a. I'm like, man, I'm going.
Have fun.
I got wife and kids. I'm going.
Am I being paid to go to this event?
Exactly. Unless it was an actual company function where it was basically all hands on deck. This is a company thing. Okay, then that's a different situation. Other than that, just to go hang. No,
mandatory because
I went to everyone they had.
Can I just
didn't have to be official. If 3 people gathered, I was there.
I just want to share something with the because I'm seeing some of the comments, and I just want to say something that I am always thankful that my parents did with me, and they did it with all of us, all the cousins. So during summertime, we either went to vacation Bible school, we played tennis, whatever it was, but we always had schoolwork to do. But it wasn't, it was different. We used to have to do current events reports. Like our parents would have us look at stories, look at both sides, research on both sides, and come and use critical thinking skills to come up with what is going on. Do you believe? And you could start training your kids to do that from young. And that was what my parents did with me from very young. So I looked at every side. I went through, I pulled like all the different stats to put out, well, okay, I actually believe what they're saying here because when the statistics show this, that I went through all of that. So I'm just saying for parents out there, that is a great way to help your children, especially during the summertime.
Yes, good point. Good point, sis. Man. Good point. Yes.
I love it. Shout out to Moxie. Thank you. $5 super chat. I need some serious, real healing prayers and breakthrough. Going through a serious health crisis. Please, please, please. Pray for me if you can. Yeah, please make sure y'all keep Moxie lifted up in prayer. Shout out to Deb Longo coming through, $10 super chat. If anyone knowingly helped a foreign adversary gain unlawful access to sensitive U.S. election information, Congress already has the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act that they can file under 18 USC.
Book them, Danham.
Yep.
Shout out to Melissa coming through, $2 super chat, says this is fascism. No more mincing words, America. Yep.
That part.
Amen.
Shout out to P5 Band Podcast, $5 super chat, just showing some love to the fam for the hard work. Keep sounding the shofar warning, shofar warning us all. God bless. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Shout out to Jeff once again. It's not your fault. Alan, I'm Recovery Channel. $11 super chat says my new insult to the smooth brains is you sound vaccinated. Lord have mercy.
Jeff.
Oh wow.
Oh man. Shout out to Wrinkle Brain. $5 super chat says every
Knee will
Every
bow.
knee, okay, yeah, every knee will bow.
Don't bow. That's right.
Is the Lord's way of saying, I know you knew.
Yep. That is true.
Thank you, Karen, for the $5 super chat. Says all the left needs to do is scream J6 and it shuts up too many patriots. It was a psyop to shut us up. No more.
That part. Yep.
That's exactly right.
Thank you, Jeff. It's not your fault. Alan Recovery Channel $11 super chat says, let me ask you this. When you finna do something, my G.
Exactly.
For those of you guys that did not understand, let me translate. Let me ask you this. When are you going to do something, sir?
My brother.
Sir.
He's taking his class and he's excelling.
He is.
Good for you, Jeff.
First one to graduate.
Oh man. Shout out to Jay Morris at $5 super chat. Says thank you, ARP, for giving a platform for truth. Keep up the fight, man. Appreciate you, Jane. Thank you. Shout out to Jeff. It's not your fault. Alan Recovery Channel $11 super chat says Crystal's off topic, but your sister keeps messaging me. Please let her know I'm flattered, but I'm happily married. See.
Jeff, you gonna make my sister come find you.
That's the problem, was what it sounds like.
Shout out to Eric, $2 super chat says Celeste, the duel must be throwing of hands, by the way. All right.
I love the new guy, but I got Captain Crunch on that one.
Thank you, Marcel, coming through. $10 super chat said I didn't realize what the Jewel thing meant. So had to send some love for one of my favorite YouTube channels. May Jesus continue to bless the panel. Love you guys. Appreciate that, Marcel Rush, man. Thank you. Shout out to Wrinkle Brain, $5 super chat says, amen, Pastor Travis. Christ wasn't crucified for compromising with these chumps.
Right.
Thank you, Ash Bay. $2 super chat says, I think we got our first Christian network, ARP. All right, now. We're working on it. We're working on it. Shout out to Saint Jeff in the building. It's not your fault. Alan Recovery Channel $10 super chat says 2 hours after Graham promised to pass the SAVE Act, and he could do it, being he was on the committee. He was found deceased. He got Hillary, no question. Appreciate you, brother Daniel Manning in the building. $5 super chat. Name of the book again, brother Wise. George Orwell, 1984. I believe that's the book that I normally toss out one of these a day. You get one a day. Yeah. If you have not read White Liberals, Black Rednecks, I do suggest you go and check it out. Phenomenal. Oh, yeah. Phenomenal read. We'll be right back with Ask Me Anything.
Ask me anything.
Hi, welcome back to Ask Me Anything. This week's Ask Me Anything was inspired by Minister Danzel, who recommended David Barton's 4 Centuries of American Education from Wall Builders. I believe the decline of education in America is a national security issue.
Oh, yeah.
While many recognize that the founders designed the Constitution for a moral people, it is equally true that it depends on an educated citizenry. Right. Liberty can only be preserved by people who understand both their rights and their responsibilities. Barton contrasts today's education with that of the 1800s. For example, did you know 4th graders were expected to answer questions like this? How many degrees of longitude are there? Name the principal animals of the frigid zone. Solve this, and this is a math problem from 1877. A boat worth $864 was owned 1/2 by A, 1/4 by B, and the remainder by C. If it was insured for $500 and lost, what loss did each owner sustain? The interesting part about this math problem was this was not a problem that they could figure out with a pencil and paper. These are what they called mental problems, meaning only in their mind did they have to work the problem out and then give the answer. They could not use pencil and paper to do it. This is 1877 fourth graders. Now, many of you who either have a child in the fourth grade or know a fourth grader know that none of our fourth graders are doing anything like this. Our fifth graders, our eighth graders, maybe even our 10th graders. And if our 10th graders are doing this, I can assure you they're doing it with pencil and paper, not in their mind. So it's clear that we have a problem with education, and it's on purpose. These examples illustrate how academic expectations have changed over time. As Abraham Lincoln observed, the philosophy of the schoolroom in one generation will be the philosophy of the government in the next. Those who shape education ultimately shape the future of the nation. This is why the attack on American education has been relentless and unyielding. They are desperate to capture the future. Well, I'm here to tell you the future is here. In Thomas Sowell's Basic Economics and Knowledge and Decision, he argues that no system, and he particularly looked at education and healthcare, can maximize universal access, high quality, and low cost simultaneously without trade-offs. Yet our policymakers often pursue all three at once, reducing the effectiveness of the entire system. So here's the issue. Thomas Sowell said you can get two, but you can never. There is no system that can accomplish three. So if you cannot have altogether universality, high quality, and low cost, you can have universality with low cost. You can have high quality with low cost, but now everybody can't get it because it's not universal. Or you can have everyone can have access to it and it's low cost, but it won't be high quality. The fact of the matter is, at some point, when you are creating these systems, you have to possibly achieve two, but you're going to have to take a trade-off in one. The reason our education system fails is because our policymakers refuse to take a trade-off and adjust for that. And because they don't, we're sitting here watching our education system plummet to the bottom. In my view, America's education system resembles the Titanic, headed towards an iceberg. Parents who believe their children need a different course should seriously consider alternatives. Pick up your kids and get out of these corrosive systems. This has been Ask Me Anything. Send your questions or your requests to Ask Me Anything 4547, and I'll see you next week. And a special thank you to Minister Danzel for recommending the thought-provoking documentary.
I'm a poor person. Of course I carried before I married.
My name's Haley.
My name's Matthew, and we're pregnant. What did he say?
I'm a poor person. Of course I went to college. I'm a poor person. Of course I buy depreciating assets.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I'm a poor person. Of course I'm getting divorced. I'm officially I'm a poor person. Of course I don't raise my kids in the home with their father.
You are not.
I'm a poor person. Of course I don't restrain myself sexually. Duh.
And he'd be like, damn, I wish I had some head. I'd be like, yo, bro, I got you.
I'm a poor person. Of course I won't read The Ass Backwards Way to Move Forward.
Wow.
Welcome back. All righty.
Wow.
Outstanding,
Man,
Celeste.
that was
Outstanding.
good. Amen. I hope it made a lot of dumb people mad. That was excellent.
It's a lot in that.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to B Wise coming through. $10 super chat says yes at Celeste. All right now. Thank you, Keywine Lynette. $5 super chat says someone should contact Byron Allen or crowdfund for the Christian News Network. I like the crowdfunding idea.
Me too. We
Byron
cannot
Allen.
partner with these people. They got too many obligations elsewhere.
Yeah.
Do it yourself.
But Byron Allen can kick rocks in my opinion. But that's a show for another day. Shout out to Jim Odie coming through. Appreciate you. $2 super chat says send the traders to jail so they can meet Bubba.
And let me say, in the requirements of partnership, if the people there can't say at least one thing that's good that Trump is doing for the country, I don't want to partner with them with no money, because you're telling me you're not courageous. You're not a courageous person, and we're trying to create a courageous enterprise. We can't have punks involved in our situation. Okay.
And you're not honest. You can't be honest. How can I trust you with money? Business.
Shout out to brother Daniel in the building. $20 super chat says, I'm not a poor person. This is why I bubble wrap Celeste. BWC. Come on now. Bubble wrap
Celeste. Live with the Mannings. I am. They're going to take me in. Wise better to stop treating me bad, because I got somewhere to go. Okay?
Hey. Well, you know what? I'm going to be nice today. Thank you, Celeste. You did a great job today with your Ask Me Anything. That was phenomenal. That was phenomenal.
Yes, it was. Amen. Amen.
I want to play this next clip for you. Again, I don't know what is going on with the left right now, but I'm telling you, a lot of these things that we're seeing, they look like skits from SNL or Key and Peele or the Dave Chappelle show back in the day. I mean, the jokes write themselves at this point. They seriously do. I want to play this clip for you from the debate up in Maine. It's just a short little clip. We don't have to spend a lot of time here, but I'm telling you, the jokes write themselves, man.
Qualifications do you have to serve in the U.S. Senate?
Oh, I ran for office several times. Didn't win, but I did run. And then I'm a songwriter, and then I write my own books. And then I suppose my transparency, I wouldn't lie to the people, and I wouldn't deceive the people like we're being deceived right now. Like, we get lied to, smoke and mirrors, like what's going on with ICE, pretending like these victims did something wrong. Like, that's unacceptable. And I suppose the biggest thing is, like, I'm just an angry citizen now, and if I got elected, I'd be an angry senator, and I think that would probably be their worst nightmare.
You look like it.
Lying to us.
You can't make this stuff up, man. I'm telling you, this is real. This is not a skit. This is not SNL. This is not Dave Chappelle. This is not. I'm telling you, this is real. I'm telling you, this is an individual running to become a U.S. senator. This was last night. I think this was last night or night before last. This was their main Senate debate.
Yes.
That individual.
Yes.
That individual. Shout out to Deb. She says, are you sure that wasn't Alan Webb, not Ashley? I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. Oh. Minister Deb, we'll give you the first word.
Can you say stupid on steroids?
Come on.
I mean, this is sad. But what it shows you is how effective the left's rhetoric is. You keep talking that foolishness to people, they start believing you, and then they go out in public and try to run for office, and some of them will win office. I'm telling you, it's just a matter of time before some of these crazies, these ultra crazies win office, because they're not calling the shots anyway. Somebody's behind them doing that. But the bottom line is that to make them think that they can actually serve the public tells you just how deceived they are. You ever watch some the American Idol? You ever see the tryouts?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Remember the tryouts of people that would come up and sing, and they did and then when the judges say no, they get mad. How dare you? My mother told me I could sing. Well, see, that's the problem.
That is the problem.
You got people in the media telling you that you all that in a bag of chips when you nutty as a fruitcake, and this is what the results is. This is dangerous. Keep your butt in school, people, and find the right school to go to. And as Sister Celeste pointed out, education is fundamental. You need a good education, because if you don't, you'll be whacked out like people like that, thinking that you're going someplace to do something good for somebody.
Yes.
It's dangerous. This is sad.
It is. Crystal?
I love what my sister just wrote, because they want representation, not policies that would improve their life. Spot on, sister. I love that man said, I will not deceive you as you sit down here and try to tell
I am the deception.
a woman. I mean, I love it. I love it.
Right.
The devil is the author of confusion. And if y'all don't know by now, this entire party is confused. I don't know what to tell y'all. That means if you actually believe them, that means you may need to test yourself for being reprobate. You might actually be reprobate if you come into agreement with this craziness. But honestly, Wise, when I saw it, I thought it was an SNL skit. I thought it was one of those. I was like, you can't be serious. And you know, when a debate, you're supposed to be bringing out the best of the best. What in the world was that?
That is their best.
That right there should tell y'all everything that you need to know. As I said, let's let them just keep showing us who they are.
Yes.
Brother Wise didn't want me to. We didn't do it on this show, but we already see when people go outside and touch the grass and learn something. Check out that cruise. They went out and learned something real quick about how the truth about life.
Right.
Listen, go outside and touch the grass. You will definitely learn something.
Wow.
No, you're right. Hold on, I got to show it again just for AT.
I want to see it.
I like to look at AT's
I want
face.
to see it again.
Do you have to serve in the U.S. Senate?
Oh, I ran for office several times. Didn't win, but I did run. And then I'm a songwriter, and then I write my own books. And
Wait. He said he's ran for office a multitude of times. And he's a songwriter, and he writes his own books. That makes him qualified to be in the Senate.
Yeah, the question is what qualifies you to be in the Senate? You got to, because they mumbled the question. This was his answer.
That was his answer.
Actually, Webb, what qualifications do you have to serve in the U.S. Senate?
oh, I ran for office several times. Didn't win, but I did run. And then I'm a songwriter, and then I write my own books. And then I suppose my transparency, I wouldn't lie to the people, and I wouldn't deceive the people like we're being deceived right now. Like,
I am a
the
lie.
fact that he
I
can
am
say
a lie.
that with a straight face. I wouldn't lie to the people, and I wouldn't deceive them.
I am a lie and a deception.
But Brother Wise, Ashley or Alan Webb, aren't they part of the DSA group of people? Did I not say the Decepticons? All the unattractive Decepticons are in DSA. Did I say that?
AT.
Mr. Webb, first of all, to anybody who's watching this, take the exact same answer, put it on any other politician that doesn't do identity politics. Put it on anybody. You would never accept this answer for someone who's running for office.
Right.
So that shows us that this identity mentality has gone very, very deep in this country, because that was a highly unsatisfactory answer. We read this today for the group who was with us in the morning. We're coming from Revelation. Those whom I love, I reprove and discipline, so be zealous and repent. Mr. Webb, if you ever, on the slight chance that you ever hear this, please know that Jesus loves you. Please know that you are worthy of love from God, because he's going to give it to you regardless. Yes. That repent part needs to be your best friend. It truthfully does. The people who told you to go up there to Minister Danzel's point and embarrass yourself on this platform, you said you ran multiple times. So whoever is continuing to encourage you to do this, but not encouraging you to find good mental health, not encouraging you to figure out what put you on this path in the first place, not figure out how to find true answers, they do not care about you. The empowerment that this individual has going up here to go up there in their falsity of the way they're living their life to try and represent the individuals. This is the state of Maine, by the way. I caught that one. You're lucky nobody I know lives in Maine. These individuals are using you as an idol. They're using you as a scapegoat. They're using you as a talking piece. They're using you as nothing more than another bullet in the ammunition that they're using for the political space. Repent, seek God, and please know that when that time comes, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. I look forward to seeing you walk through the gates of heaven before me.
Amen. Amen.
Shout out to Daniel Mann. He says, that's stupid on estrogen.
I love it. I love it. I can't wait to get with the man.
Oh my goodness. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Elder Travis, what are your thoughts, man?
I'm going to start with Romans 1:22. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man, birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. He said, wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts.
That's right.
For him to stand up there and I hate to say it this way, but looking the way you looking. Like we gonna start there. Looking the way you looking.
I'm all right
Look
with
like
that.
they just like AT said, they just threw him up there as a spokesperson for something that, for lack of a better term, everybody got their own thing, but you're representing something. Look at how you looking.
Yeah.
You know, look, it looks like a busted vehicle. Like you drive it, it's not painted correctly. It's like they just threw something on him and said, get up there. And like you said, he's like, I ran multiple times. Then why do you keep running?
Yes.
At this point, this becomes a publicity stunt. Like it's a publicity stunt. Why do you keep going? You know you're not going to win, because I'm sure the votes and the numbers are showing that you're not going to win. But this shows you the mockery in which we live in. Because if you look at all of it, especially the guy at the end, he kind of gives a little smirk when the guy begins to talk. Because he's like, this is comical. This is my competition. This is what I got to go up against.
Right.
So therefore, when it comes time to vote, it's like I don't really have to say nothing too intellectually smart. I don't have to go too far, because guess what? What makes you eligible to run? I'm a songwriter. I wrote some books. What does this have to do with policy? Like, and then what you're going to say is, I'm standing up for what I believe in. Well, we don't believe in what you believe in, sir.
But I won't deceive you.
Excuse me, sir, ma'am, or I don't know, whatever letter, I don't know.
No, I think you were correct the first time, sir.
Just like AT said, God loves you, made a heaven smile upon you. But what I do know, that there is a remnant, and I hope that you're a part of that remnant one day. But man, come on, this is unacceptable. This shows you the mockery of our justices, for them to allow him to get up there repeatedly, not just once. Repeatedly, somebody said, hey, we're going to push you up there. So what is the agenda?
This is going to be the one.
Right, this is the one that's going to represent us. And I think Crystal said it. They're not looking for laws. They're looking for representation.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wrote a book. I sing. Sing what? Oh, what?
Songs in the backyard?
Come on. Somebody mentioned estrogen on the steroids. The estrogen ain't working.
Pastor Trav Taylor, you answered your own question. It's a good point that I want to highlight on this. This gentleman really did firmly believe that he had a good answer to this. And that's what happens when you put nothing but identity politics and feelings in front of the populace. He really thinks that's a good reason to run whatever it is that he's running. So if he thinks that's okay, that means that, yeah, give me a next presidential candidate coming up here who also likes crayons. Why not? Right? And that's what matters. And if you push back against it, how dare you, you hateful individual, you horrible person.
The sad part about it is Maine is crazy enough at this point that they would vote for this guy to win in this primary. And you will have Sunny Hostin on The View saying once again that she would hold her nose and pull the lever for this fool.
Yes.
This is what's going. This is the problem. Not only just in America, the Democrat Party, they are cooked. They're done, man.
Yeah.
They're done.
Was Plattner in Maine?
Yeah, that was Maine. This is the seat. This is
That's telling you everything you need to know, because Maine is going to take on a Nazi SAR as their police.
Yep. Celeste, we'll give you the last word. We're gonna keep it moving.
Wow.
Oh, honey, I felt like give me the microphone first so I can bust like a bubble. But you know, God is working with me, and He wanted me to hear these good Christians speak. that was not me at all. I am for this. I love it. I was like, oh, wait a second. First of all, that dress.
I mean,
right? That dress said everything to me. Yes. Wow. Absolutely. He came there and he looked actually slightly overwhelmed. Overwhelmed by the moment in the question. I was like, this is amazing. So if this is where we're at, if this is what the Senate is to be, I'm voting for pink pants, okay? At least with him, I'm getting a cash advance. All right, I can get a cash advance with him. My vote goes exclusively to pink pants. If this is what we have to be reduced down to, that's where I'm going. I'm going with him. I'm sorry for this, sir, gentleman, lady, ma'am. I'm sorry for you, but unfortunately, pink pants has got my. But on the serious note, I think he did say something absolutely revealing And we got to catch the tea when they tell us, because they will tell us,
That's
because
right.
they're actually unable to stop themselves. The same reason he's unable to stop himself from running, Elder Travis, is the same reason he's unable to not tell the truth when he said he's an angry man.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
And this is why he is there. This what
Mm.
you're looking at is a desperation and a cry for help. This is somebody who's telling you, I cannot be comfortable. I cannot relax in my own skin. And I'm angry about it. And I wrote about this in my book, in The Hurt People. There are only two options for people who have that level of trauma and anger that come to the public. And one is they either implode, and they usually have issues of drugs and alcohol and abuse and all that, because they take pain and abuse on themselves, or they explode. And the people who explode want to be in public positions. They want to take that anger, and this is what they're doing. They are marching to the public in all of their regalia, whatever it is, wearing their pain in their dress, because that dress looked painful. Wearing their pain in their dress, and they are coming to the public. And let me tell you, they intend to enact holy, not heaven on us. Because what they want is they need someone to pay for this pain, and that's why they're there. And that's why they'll keep trying, and whether there's not a vote doesn't matter. The whole point is to go up and say, look what is happening to me, and no one is helping me. People think this, it's funny, and believe me, no one wants to laugh more than I do. So it's funny, but he told you the truth when he said, I'm an angry man, and if I get elected, I'll be an angry senator. That is no different than your Jasmine Crockett. She's an angry Black woman, and when she got elected, she was an angry Black woman congressperson, which is why all she did was spew all that anger out on the American public. AOC is an angry Latino woman, and then when she got elected, she became an angry Raphael Warnock. These people are angry, and it is their anger that is propelling them to public so-called service, because what they want to do is get that anger off them, and the way they'll get it is watching you suffer.
Amen.
We're gonna read some super chats and keep it moving. Oh
wow. Amen.
Thank you, Crystal, for sending that over to us. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I knew this came from Crystal.
I
They had her fingers all over.
I checked my email. I see an email from Crystal. I'm like, oh, okay, X. Let me click the link, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this? I'm like, okay, that's good to see first thing in the morning. Like, oh,
listen,
man.
I'm gonna go to my
this morning
stylist
and
at
not
the
this evening.
Salvation
I probably
Army.
would have had nightmares.
I'm gonna go to my stylist at the Salvation Army, and I'm gonna get a dress like
Get
that.
dressed up like that.
Don't you come on and show with that dress. Don't you come on and show with that dress.
That was amazing.
Shout out to brother Daniel coming through with the $20 super chat. Says, that's right, Bubble Wrap Celeste. You have a home with us. All right.
Oh yeah.
Shout out
Thank
to
you,
Eric
family.
in the building. $2 super chat says 1-800-REAL. What does the SOS stand for?
Help. SOS.
Help. SOS. Are you serious? You don't teach that in the Navy?
SOS. Nah, I don't know. Nowadays with these, acronyms, but then again, Eric's old, so never mind. I should have got that one.
That's fair. You come on now.
Report these people, please. We appreciate it, man. Shout out to 2020 Vision. $5 super chat says, we're going to need Batman soon with these characters and supervillains the left keep creating. NYC will literally be Gotham if it isn't already. I believe it is. It's already Gotham. What are you talking about? It's already Gotham.
Did you see that red sun last night? That they had last night? Did you see the red sun?
It's already.
Wow.
I don't know if he saw it. He probably didn't. Shout out to Jim Odie, $2 super chat says, that is the main reason I am not afraid of libtards.
Yes,
oh man.
you can't be.
Shout out to brother Daniel coming through. Oh, I did this one, but $10 super chat says stupid on Esther. LOL is hilarious. Yeah, that is pretty funny. Shout out to Amethyst Angel, Philly in the building. $10 super chat says Donald John Quavius has led the way for more non-politicians to enter and continue to break through the walls of the political corruption. Nick Shirley for comms, James O'Keefe for Secret Service, and more. All right.
That part.
Wow.
That part. Mm-hmm.
Shout out to D-Dale coming through with the $20 super sticker. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much. We appreciate your support. And shout out to Miss Karen Elliott coming through. $2 super chat says, feeling sorry for someone doesn't equal qualified. No, it does not.
Right.
No, it does not. This next clip, this isn't political, but to an extent, it may be somewhat. Young people, all the folks out here talking about Airbnbs, they're gonna get their house and put it on Airbnb. This is a reason not to do that. Let me play this clip for you guys.
Oh, this shit wild.
Bro, what are you talking about? Get your money. Yeah.
Hey, Brian, what did you want with us? What are you doing all this for? Gas money.
The damage is devastating and disgusting. Floors wet with backed up sewage, a 150-year-old piano destroyed, broken windows, and the pool littered with debris. This is the aftermath of a wild party promoted on the internet at this house in Monroe.
There was smashed glass everywhere, garbage everywhere. When I drove by the property during the party, I could see there had to been at least 150 to 200 people in the swimming pool.
Off camera, the owner says he listed the house on Booking.com and believed he was renting the mansion on Sapphire Road to a family for the weekend. Instead, it was the target of Project X, a party promoted on social media. The exact address withheld until the day of the event. Within hours, vehicles clogged the street as partygoers arrived.
It had to be hundreds and hundreds of cars, and yeah, just something that this area is really not used to or not honestly equipped for.
Police were called, but the location is in the unincorporated part of Monroe, patrolled by state police, which only enforce state laws, not local ordinances. Still, the town supervisor says she believes the party should have been shut down.
Based on the description of damage, trespassing, what probably was underage drinking, someone found needles that implicated, illicit drug use. I was just shocked that there wasn't probable cause for the state police to respond appropriately.
The party went on until the wee hours of Sunday. By the time the owner arrived from out of town, many neighbors had cleaned up most of the debris on the road.
Well, we all felt horrible for the homeowner. I mean, he put so much effort and energy into building that house into a really beautiful place. I mean, when we saw all the destruction, we just all pitched in and started cleaning up.
The homeowner, town supervisor, and neighbors all expressing relief that no one was hurt in an event that could have ended badly.
That is crazy. That is crazy. And that's why when I hear people like, oh yeah, I'm putting my house on Airbnb. Yeah, okay. Hey, you rolling the dice with that one. I gotta say this because you know what's coming. You're going to have people that own these homes. They're gonna see you being young and black, and they're gonna say, nope, we're not renting our home to you. And then you're gonna have people get online and complain that it's racism as to why it's because I'm black. No, it's because y'all don't know how to act.
Right.
And when you start talking about doing things like this, I mean, I would assume that the insurance may cover it. And I would assume that maybe Airbnb has some form of insurance as well. I'm not really familiar, with that. But this is sad, man. This is sad. Oh, Travis, I'll give you the first word.
You hit on it immediately. I'm watching it. The first thing I see, I say, oh, man, they're black. I was like, oh, God. That's the first thing. And I'm just sitting up there like, how can you want better when you won't do better? You want to be respected. You want to be treated properly. First off, it's a mansion. Like you throwing a party in someone else's property, you destroying it. You putting firecrackers on the counter. What sense does that even make? Nothing that transpired. Now, we all have been young and we all have done some dumb stuff, but this is just pure stupidity. Like, what is the purpose of it? Destroying property. Okay, if you're going to have a party, you did what you did, but why do you have to destroy? Why does destruction have to follow you? Destruction should not have to follow you in the midst of your party. Like all these people coming, you making the neighborhood look. This is why half the reason they don't want us in their neighborhoods. This is why half the reason, like I tell a lot of kids when I'm coaching them and I'm dealing with them, make sure your social media is clean. Make sure you're speaking this way. Make sure you're acting this way. Make sure you're talking this way. Because at the end of the day, now I get it, whether you black or white, you need to speak a certain way. You need to live a certain way. You need to be above reproach. Just like you said, brother, why would I don't trust you. I don't trust you because I don't know what you're capable of. And then they're recording it. It's a recording. I hear somebody in the back yelling, well, I want my money back. You just destroyed this home. Like, what are we talking about right now? And then what happens now, we get on the news. And so the person gets on the news. I'm flabbergasted that they came over here and did it. Now you look stupid. You look like you didn't even belong over here. Now the whole narrative has just been created that these young black kids just came in there and just destroyed up this whole place, which is what happened. But now you have created a narrative for everybody. So now the requirement is going to be harder. No, I can't rent to you. Why? Is it because you're black? Yes, it's because you're black. They're not going to say it, but this is why. Because I've seen what your last black friends did. They blew up the counter. Your last black friends had debris everywhere. Your last black friends did this. Yes, it's because you're black. And we cannot be mad. No, it's not racism. It's because of your stupidity. Your stupidity amongst the culture is doing this. And that is the problem. We got to begin to start changing the narrative. First off, we need better parents because these are a bunch of kids. My mama would have ate me alive. My mother and my father would have just, I would have never had the presence of mind to think this. But hey, I'll digress. Every parent do what you want with your kid. But if it was my parents, this would never happen. My daughter would never do something like that. I tell people all the time, they be like, well, she sits down, I'll be at the gym. She's not running around acting crazy. She's raised right. You raised them right, they'll live right. Train up a child in the way they should go. We just see how they were trained. I digress.
Celeste?
Well, first of all, let's start by saying that one gentleman in the pink shirt who lit the firecracker on the countertop, whose face is clear on camera, can be arrested. So there is absolutely no reason that he should escape accountability. I met an intelligent man years and years ago, back when I was stupid. And he told me, he said that the nature of crime in the future would change. And of course, I was too dumb to understand that. So I said, And he said, people will not commit crimes for money. They will commit crimes for vengeance. They will destroy property, he said that now people take your car and they sell it or they break it apart so that they can sell the parts to get money. He said that wouldn't happen in the future. He said in the future, they would destroy your car because they're mad at you for having it. And if you watch those kids stroll out of that house as if they destroyed it, they had the smirk on their face like, yeah, we did that. They're not upset. They're not concerned that any consequences coming to them. None of that. They all walked peacefully out of there. They came to do what they did. They're mad at the Airbnb man for having the house.
Right.
And their idea is to destroy it and to bring him pain and harm. This almost piggybacks on the segment we just had with the Sir Man gentleman who is running for office. We have a bunch of angry folk running amok around us, and they can't do anything but try to find a way to harm us. They think that is the way to relieve their pain. I talk about this with women a lot. We are going to have to really understand mental illness. It is not typically have thought it was. It is not these old diagnostic labels that they used to put on people. Yes, some of that is true, but most of this is damage that is created from people when they're young, from having broken families.
Yep.
And they know that they were not properly loved and nurtured into maturity. And now they're stuck in adulthood, immature, unable to function as adults. And those people have come now to your society to bring chaos to you because they're mad about what happened in their life.
Crystal?
That's good.
So I'm going to take this from a different point of view. You know, people love technology. They decided they were going to get rid of all of the things. You know, back in the day, you were front facing with people. You had brick and mortar businesses and all these other things. And then people love the convenience of the Airbnbs. They love the convenience of the booking.coms. They love the convenience of that. But back in the day, those owners used to have something called property managers that were going to vet people that were coming into your home. And so people decided, you know what, they love the convenience of Airbnb. They love the convenience of all these things. And the thing is, technology is not always great. It is not always great because who is vetting these people? They thought that they were renting a mansion to a family. Little did they know this thing would have turned into what it is. Most property managers are doing a background check. They're doing everything before they even when you're about to rent a place, before you even touch that place, because that is their job. Their job is to vet everything because they're responsible for those owners who are not in the building. They're not in the house, so they can't vet it. They would create contracts that would make sure that any damages that come to that place, you are paying for every red cent of it for the damages that you cause in that house. Any cleanup, everything would be covered. But under Airbnb things, you just have to, you have to leave it out up to technology just to make sure that everything runs well. That is the problem with how technology is nowadays. When people look for convenience and instead of going to the professionals, that is what you have to deal with. Now, as far as these egrets, I'm going to call them egrets. Y'all can put the first letter in the front of it because they are egrets. They're not Black people, they're egrets. My sister and I were just talking about this yesterday. You know how you get sometimes as a Black person, I'm going to say this for everybody here that's watching. As a Black person, you get tired. You get tired. Because when you see these egrets running around and they have the same melanin as you, then you got to fight the man, meaning society, as they look at you and be like, are you one of those egrets? And you're like, I am not one of those egrets. I don't act like that. But they're going to immediately, as they see you, think that you're one of them. So you have to combat it. And sometimes you just get tired. You get tired and you listen. You don't understand how many my mama said I need to stop doing this. And it's only the word of God that be stopping me because honestly, I just want to deck each and every one of them in their throat. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm so serious because clearly the rod was spared. So somebody has to do something because these children are atrocious. When I say they're rabid animals, and people are like, Crystal, that's so mean to call them that, but that is what they are. Right. They are rabid animals because they don't act like they have any kind of common sense. They act like the animals that they are. But again, when we look at this, we can go right back to the word of God because this is Obadiah. This is where it discusses Edom and its desire to attack Israel because of any wrongs that they felt was against them. Even though Esau and Jacob had made up, the ancestors of Esau decided to go after the ancestors of Jacob. And that is what we're seeing today. And that's what we're seeing across the board. If y'all look into, back to the first segment, the files that are being declassified, there's actually a section where it talks about how the CCP decided they were going to use Black America. Let me say that again for all the Black Americans. They were going to use Black America and to play into their grievances to turn up the fire and the flames for racial tension in America. So clearly we're seeing it play out in real life, and y'all sat down here and became the guinea pigs in their psyop and let them win. I just want y'all to know that.
Minister Denzel?
Well, thank you, Sister Crystal, for stealing my thoughts.
She does that.
I was wondering that the owner has to take some responsibility for this because there was clearly no safeguards put in place to prevent this kind of thing from happening. I mean, anytime you're renting a house for any reason, you ought to have a manager there on campus, on the ground, to keep an eye on what's going on. You don't just give it to somebody and let it just fall where they may. That was crazy. But the second thing I was concerned about is that why doesn't the community have police protection? They were saying that I mean, they didn't have police that they can call. They had and the highway patrolman, they said that they didn't have any jurisdiction. That didn't sound right to me. I mean, how do you have a high class community where no police protection is at? Didn't make sense to me. And the last thing was that it took a while for that party to get started. And the neighbors were saying they saw all these cars showing up. They said they had hundreds of people in there. Why did it take so long for them to even call for help?
Right.
You know that that's not the norm in that community. You see 50, 60 cars pulling up into, you want to be calling somebody right away. They went on all night until the morning time, it said. So, there's a lot of people that need to be called into question about this. And it's not just the crazy people that did the deed. For crazies to do the deed, you have to have stupid to let them do it.
AT, we'll give you the last word. We're going to keep it moving.
Yeah, this is a fun one. So I'm happy that none of y'all said this because Crystal will take the idea right out of your mouth.
Oh yeah.
So back in 2012, there was a movie I watched back in my sinful life. Please don't judge me. We turned over from that, but it's called Project X. That's what they based this entire house party off of. I don't know if you all have seen it.
I remember that.
It's entertaining, I guess, right? It's very similar. A bunch of young, dumb individuals go out, and in this case, it was their parents' house. But instead, they go to a house and they invite a whole bunch of people last minute. Everyone shows up. It's the exact same. They go into the pool. They absolutely demolish the house. But the problem is, if you watch that movie, it is not meant to be inspiration. Every single individual who threw that party had some kind of consequence, typically of the legal nature, that's going to follow them the rest of their lives, right? But the problem is, all you remember from the movie is so much fun, women, alcohol, debauchery, and everything else in between. And that lies the issues. We don't care about consequences anymore. When I heard this woman, I know Pastor Taylor said it, the one thing that shocked me out of that entire video, it wasn't the police, because that part, unfortunately, though I don't agree, it does make sense. If you're outside of a city's jurisdiction, the state can only go off of state laws. And a lot of the noise complaint, a lot of the breaking and entering, a lot of those things, breaking and maybe not, but like the noise complaints, the neighborhood, disturbing the peace, a lot of that stuff's for the cities. So I'm not surprised they showed up. They're like, well, dang, we don't have the law on our side. We can just say, hey, hopefully you keep it down. And that's unfortunate. That really needs to be addressed. Yeah. But the challenge I have here is it racist to say that I do not want to have someone who is black rent my house? And if you say no, it's not racist, then okay. But for the stereotypical left atheist liberal individuals who are going to say, no, you could never say that. And I have a question for you. Number. If you rent out to Airbnb and you say, this is the way I want to make some money, I have committed myself to this enterprise, I've spent money, time, and investment to get on the platform, get the house clean, and I rent it to one group, black kids come through, destroy it. So I get it cleaned up to the insurance. This is time you're never going to get back. Just because you'll get paid for it, now you got to wait for them to come. You got to sit in a busted house. You can't rent it again until it gets fixed. And so fine, you go through that because you're liberal, of course, and you don't want to be considered a racist. So you do it again, and then it happens again, and then again and again and again. I just want to know what your number is. What's your number? Are you saying I will never, ever say, maybe I shouldn't rent this to young black children? I'm just going to keep on going through this process that's going to destroy my business, make it not worthwhile? Or are you just going to quit because it's easier to just quit than it is to actually say something that people won't like?
It is legal to do that. It is legal to do that if that's your primary residence, or if you have a personal access to that resident. You can discriminate against people living with you. So if that's your home, and let's say you rent it out for 2 weekends out of the month and you live somewhere else, you can discriminate. If you're a Christian, you don't have to rent to atheists. You can, because nobody can tell you who you have to live with.
But Celeste, here's the catch with that, right? One, the only people who actually exercise that on the left are the rich people on the left. They know that, right? They're very aware of that. It's why they didn't want the migrants to be shipped to Martha's Vineyard. They know, right? But as long as it's rules for thee, not for me, right? Yeah. I'm not going to do this, and I'm just going to look at the individuals that do. I'm going to call them racist for saying anything about it because I'm protected. That's why we have most of the individuals that champion for racial ideology is stereotypically white, liberal women, right? Because it doesn't apply to them, right? It gives them something to champion without having to be impacted by it. And this sets a really bad precedent because young children are on social media. They're on the internet. That guarantee they have seen it. I'm terrified to see what the comments were about this, by the way. I'm sure some people were celebrating it, and it's going to, much like the teen takeovers, other people are not going to do it. Other people are going to bend the rules, and they're going to try it because there are no consequences. There's no fear for consequences. Matter of fact, amongst a lot of individuals in the community, the consequence of going to jail is a rite of passage. So that's where we're at in society today. I'm not surprised what's happening. It's just going to probably get worse.
Yeah, this is just another. This is another example of why this Airbnb thing. I don't think you should be doing this. Don't put your house on Airbnb. This is just another example, of that. And it's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. And you already know there are going to be folks out there. The first time someone gets denied, they're going to go to the internet and they're going to say they denied me only solely because I am black.
$500,000 on the fundraising too, guaranteed.
We're going to read some super chats. Keep it moving. Let's see here. Where am I at? All right, here we go. Shout out to Brother Daniel. $20 super chat says, when I get out, I'm going to have some fun. What kind of fun? Fun, natural fun, Tom Club. Okay.
I remember that.
I'm not familiar with the Tom Club, but okay.
Yes, you know the song. You do.
Okay. Ashley Jeans in the building, $10 super chat says, I love you guys. I watch you every day. You're common sense, God-fearing, all around good human beings. And it's so refreshing to see. Keep doing what you're doing. We appreciate that. Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you, Ashley. Shout out to Sheila Ford coming through, $5 super chat says, when somebody thinks a law is dumb, remind them that usually laws are made because somebody did the very thing there is a law for. I promise you, in the military, that is definitely the case.
100%.
Yep, that is definitely the case in the military. Shout out to Quincy James. Appreciate you, brother, pulling up. It's been a little bit. I haven't seen you in the chat. Quincy, where you been at? $5 super chat says, destruction is always easier, Elder Travis. Building takes work that the new generation isn't built for. This is why there's black fatigue. No argument for me on that one. Shout out to Uncle Darnell, $5 super chat. Wickedness and destruction walk hand in hand like intimate lovers.
You right on that.
Uncle Darnell always coming through, dropping bars, always. Shout out to Sheila Ford, $5 super chat says, I was talking to an older liberal Kamala donator yesterday. She truly believes people will do good because they know better. Please, have she not been on TikTok yet?
I got a bridge to tell you.
Shout out to Miss Money on My Mind says, when we were kids, we had hotel parties that an older relative put in their names, but we would never. Yeah. I never went to any of the hotel parties. I wasn't really big into hotel parties, and I wasn't big into house parties because something crazy would always happen. So I just wouldn't go. But I would hear the stories of the hotel parties and the house parties, and they can get pretty crazy.
Yeah.
They can get pretty crazy. And when that Project X movie came out, AT, if you recall, after that, I can't remember where it was. Maybe it was Florida, but somebody, they imitated it. Really? And they put on a huge party when that Project X movie came out. So much so that there were people out there, they wanted to ban the movie because young people, they got this idea that, hey, we can do this as well. And I want to say it was Florida, and it was just crazy. Shout out to Hunter coming through, $10 super chat says, it just shows that they were not raised with discipline. I would be told as a kid, do you want someone to come and destroy your house? No, then treat others' house as you want them to treat it. I'm with you. I'm with them on that. And shout out to Quincy. He says, I've been supporting the Iran war wise. Oh, okay. Got you. Understood. I know. I just realized, we ain't seen Quincy in a little bit. Just so y'all know, I do know you guys, man. Although actually, Quincy, you've pulled up, so I know your face. So, those I see in the chat who's here and who hasn't been here. So, but we do appreciate you pulling up this morning, man. Thank you. All righty, let's do Gutter Bunny of the week, and then I got two more. I got two more clips to share. I asked. We're gonna try to be quick and not. We're gonna be quick, and we're gonna try to hurry to get through the next two segments. But let's do Gutter Bunny of the week real quick. All right. We'll be right back.
The bunny of the week. Yeah. We bring the heat. Hey. Hope it jumping on their feet. Hey. It's the bunny of the week. Hey. Got a bunny of the week.
Welcome back, everyone, to Gutter Bunny of the Week. Y'all, listen. I know I saw the comments. Crystal, this is too hard again. I sent the list over to Brother Wise, and the list was extremely long. And listen, it's because the ratchet reprobate behavior is on high right now. So I'm trying to pick out the ones that really stand out. And thank you for Brother Wise for helping me pick it out because there were so many. So we're going to start off with number one, which was Twinkle Fingers, Twinkle Toes, Spirit Fingers, Tim Walz, pardoning and defending a P3DO. Walz responds to the deportation of a child P3DO that he pardoned with this gem because he was just so upset that this P3DO was deported. Did that make us any safer? Did it improve the idea that we can't all be judged by our worst day? Worst day? The victim was SA'd for 2 years. Not a worst day. 2 years. This is sick, reprobate reasoning that prioritize criminals over protecting the innocent, especially our children. The classic failure of leadership and moral inversion is what you see out of Twinkle Toes Tim. And I am so glad he'll be out of office very soon because we are sick of him. It's time for you to go. And mind you, Tim, everything that you do, you will have to answer for on Judgment Day. I hope you are ready, and I hope you repent before it's too late. Next, we have crazy Cantifa Candace and her narcissism. Yep, we had to bring up Candace Owens on this one, y'all, because everything happened with the preliminary hearing and all of the evidence that Candace had. For some weird reason, the defense didn't call her with all of her evidence. The Egyptian planes, the bee cult, the people under the ground, the maroon shirts, didn't call the Macrons, they didn't call anybody. Like, they didn't call her for some reason. Maybe because her evidence was trashed the entire time. So now that the world got to see everything else because it was aired for all of us to see, Candace had to pivot because this is what Candace is going to do all day long. She's going to pivot. So now she speculates that Charlie Kirk was unalive because he refused to unalive her. They wanted her to unalive. They wanted him to unalive her, and he said no. So they took his life. Let me tell you all about self-absorbed, narcissistic, gaslighting spirits, and that is what is roaming around Candace Owens. She sits there and she creates these narratives, and only the people who have received that reprobate spirit that is in her, you actually keep defending it. As I said before, and you can go find my playlist on why you need to stop listening to Candace Owens, you are entertaining dark spirits because there is no Holy Spirit in that woman. I know y'all want to believe it, but it is not. And the Lord warned, and I told y'all, the Lord warned and said, if you're going to keep entertaining those spirits will become part of you. She turned tragedy into a personal drama about herself, and that is gutter level narcissism. This distracts from the real issues and reveals a me first mindset that undermines credibility. You know what? Time to call it what it is. Gutter bunny behavior. Next, we have Chili's gone woke because for some weird reason, there was this employee, his name was Wesley. He lost his job for calling a biological female by her actual name. He didn't call her she, he just said her name. And because he said her name instead of they, them made up pronouns, he was fired. And you know what? He stands firm on free speech, religious freedom, and biology. He said he is not participating in this crap anymore. And I am all there with him. Corporate enforcement of ideology over reality and customer service is classic woke overreach, punishing common sense. All I'm feeling right now, y'all, if you haven't done it before, I mean, Chili's is not as popular anymore, but if it is, please boycott it. We need some boycott energy right now because that is no reason to fire somebody because he called this woman by her name, her government name. Next, we have the DSA. The DSA, who is openly promoting communism. The DSA dropped their new platform that barely hides the radicalism. Full communist vibes with no apologies. they're not even pretending anymore. They want to get rid of the Senate, the Supreme Court. They want to remove the president. They want all of those cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, lunatic, American hating representatives to be in control of everybody. And for some weird reason, people aren't realizing that, because what they decide to do is they decide to throw in all the free words, free education, free healthcare, free this, free that. For some weird reason, it's almost like y'all don't remember how it didn't work in Berlin, East Germany. It didn't work in Venezuela. It hasn't worked in North Korea. It ain't worked in Cuba. It ain't working in Iran. It's like y'all seem to have forgot. And now they're trying to tap into the Black representatives, since apparently Black Americans said, we're not supporting this. Now they're going to use the useful idiot Black representatives, the boule crowd that they asked to lead Black people, to tell them to convince Black people to support the DSA. Listen, this is the ideological rot pushing extreme policies against American values, freedom, and common sense. They're trying to burn down America. Wake up, people. They're not trying to just have their own party. They're trying to burn down America, destroy our Constitution. Expose it as the threat it is to families and faith. Let everybody know what they're up to. We need to stop calling things what they aren't and say what they really are. They are trying to burn it down and destroy America and enslave all of us. Wake up, people. So, drum roll, please, on this week's winner. In last place, we have Chili's. Chili's came in last. In third place, we have Candace Owens. In second place, we have the DSA. And Twinkle Toes, Sparkly Fingers, Kicking the Leg, Tim Walsh has been vying for the Gutter Bunny win, and he won it this week. Congratulations for being the truest gutter rat. I'm not even giving you Gutter Bunny. You are a gutter rat, Tim Walsh. Congratulations. Y'all, please go ahead and keep sending me all of your nominees. I am glad to receive it. Send it to Crystal at Crystal Beyond Labels so that we can go ahead and make sure that we shout out all of these gutter bunnies and expose them to the world, because y'all, it is exposing season. See y'all next time.
The bunny of the week. Yeah. We bring the heat. Hey, hey. Hope it jumping out their feet. Hey, hey. It's gutter bunny of the week. Hey, hey. Gutter bunny of the week.
Welcome back. I knew Tim Walsh was going to get it. I knew it.
You get no argument from me here, although I thought the DSA was going to win, but I have no argument.
Yeah, they're close. They're close second.
It was a very close
second. That crazy platform. They want to defund the military.
Yes.
They want to get rid of all banks. They're gonna
psychotic.
They're crazy.
That's the video I did this week, and AT saw it. That's what I said, the Facebook thing. Somebody said, you don't know the difference between socialism and communism, but literally within their caucus, they have 4 caucuses within the DSA that all stand for communism. So it's like, what?
Mm-hmm. Well, if you look at their platform, the things that they want to implement sounds quite communist to me.
Yep.
I'm just saying. I mean, you can call it what you want to call it. I'm just looking at, the information that you offered up to us.
Yep.
Like, hey, sounds quite commie to me, man. I'm just saying.
Well, I think they're worse than communism, because communism, some things that they want, the communism don't even promote.
Yeah, you got a point there. Shout out to Papa Guido coming through. $5 super chat says, I wouldn't rip to young kids that aren't playing Gap Band, Chick, EWF, or Rick James. Okay.
We'll line up.
Okay. All right. Alrighty, I want to play this next clip for you guys. I asked that you, be quick and hurry, So let me play this for you and we'll get into it.
Of change that is coming in American politics over the next few years, and I am so excited to see it happen and see what it's going to look like. Basically, for the past more than a decade now, both parties have had basically most of their identity defined by one person, and that is Donald Trump. Republicans as their unquestioned strongman leader, and for Democrats as public enemy number one. But as Trump exits the political stage, an exit that will start basically as soon as the midterms are over, both parties are going to need to, or are going to, shift into a new era. See, here's the thing. There's a normal rhythm of things that occur for parties. Both parties have eras where they are defined by a strong central leader, and then times where they are kind of leaderless and they're more of a committee-led, leaderless group. So for Republicans, this has been people like Reagan and Trump. And for Democrats, this has been people like the Clintons and Obama. Now, the Republican and Democratic parties currently find themselves at opposite ends of this. Obviously, the Republican Party is coming to the end of nearly a decade, more than a decade actually, of strongman centralized leadership. And the Democratic Party is coming to the end of more than a decade of no strong leader at all, basically operating as a leaderless committee or collective. Now, both of these positions have advantages and disadvantages to them, as you might expect. If you are a party with a strong centralized leader, the downsides are you rise and fall with the fortunes of that leader. This has been so perfectly eclipsed with Donald Trump, but you can also see elements of this with the Democrats and Obama as well. Because here's the defining feature of a strong leader is they usually aren't team players. They usually do what they feel is best or what is best for them, and then they kind of force compliance within the party. They kind of force the party to follow them. That's what makes them strong leaders. Now, the advantage of strong leaders is that they can also help shift parties out of sort of a complacent rut that they've been in. They can be used to help shift parties in new directions. You can see this again with both Trump and Obama, as they both kind of helped pull their parties in newer, more modern directions. But then both parties also had to answer for the downfalls or the bad decisions made by those presidents as well, those strong centralized leaders. On the opposite side of things, you have the sort of collective or committee-led parties with no centralized leadership. The advantage of these parties is that they generally are way more organized. They have to be more organized. So they build better processes. They build better get out the vote efforts. They have better state and local parties. They organize way better. Their turnout is generally higher. We've seen this as Democrats have consistently won so many special elections over the last decade because they're better at organizing at every single level of the game. In contrast, Republicans, local and state parties have crumbled in the age of their strongman leader, Donald Trump, because the party's been more defined by Trump than by individualized committees or parties. So there is advantages to being kind of decentralized in your leadership. The disadvantage is when you go so long without centralized leadership, as the Democrats have done, you start to lose your personal touch and you become more of what it appears like a cold, soulless corporate machine. And this is the defining problem Democrats face right now, is that they've lost their personality, and what they've sort of become is what resembles a giant mega corporation, which is why so many of their candidates' biggest problem is that they seem like they've been produced in a boardroom to fill a certain role. I said for years that the main problem that Kamala Harris had as a candidate is that she came across as one of the least sincere and genuine people that you could possibly put forward. She was very corporate as a candidate, and you see this with other Democratic candidates as well. They become the party of like think tanks and poll testing and endless sloganeering, just one slogan after another that sounds really virtuous but isn't necessarily based in any sort of concrete policy platform. Over time, this starts to lose its sincerity. It's like when a corporation tries to put forward their CEO as this like everyday man or everyday person, and it ends up flopping massively because people can see right through it. But we're coming to a point where both parties are going to need to change direction. For the Republican Party, they don't have a choice. They're not going to have another strong centralized leader after Trump. You don't get two back-to-back. Usually there's a gap of time in between, which means the Republican Party is going to have to shift back into the collective leadership mode, which they have spent years out of practice in the Trump years. They're going to have to start rebuilding some of those state and local apparatuses. They're going to have to start rebuilding the get out the vote efforts that have taken such a massive hit in the Trump years. For the Democratic Party, as weird as it sounds, they strongly need a robust and authoritative, strong central leader to help lead them forward.
Alrighty, Celeste, we'll give you the first word. What are your thoughts? You can go with this wherever you'd like.
So I think that he was, he's clearly, in my mind, he's a liberal. It was
Absolutely.
very, very good liberal speak. And the trying to equivocate the situation with the Democrat Party, with the Republican Party, it was not right. It all sounded right, but it's not. So let's do this for half a second. I know I got to hurry. I know I have to hurry. So here it is. The issue is not that Donald Trump is the strong leader. He's right in the fact that strong leaders, if you make that the focal of your party, when that person exits the stage, there's going to be a difficulty, which we saw with Obama, in getting someone else's charismatic in the party. But the reason I don't think that's going to be the issue in the Republican Party is because what made Donald Trump the strong leader is not him. It was the policy that the Republicans had wanted for years.
Amen.
Republicans for years had been begging for immigration. For years, they had been begging for tough on crime. For years, they have been begging for an end to government corruption. They knew their money was getting wasted. They wanted the swamp drain. There's the three main things. They wanted immigration. They wanted the swamp drain. They knew about this professional bureaucracy that they wanted to get rid of, and they wanted a quality of life in terms of affordability and accountability for crime. They'd been asking for that for years. They could never elect anybody who'd be willing to do it. They already had the platform. Donald Trump just came up there and said, oh, this is what you want? Cool, I'll do it. And he became the face of it. But it isn't Donald Trump, which is why he can leave. And those same voters will hold their next set of candidates up against who's most that. They named it MAGA, but that's how that will go. So I don't think that Republicans are in the peril that this gentleman said that they are. However, for the Democrat voters don't have a platform that they know about, because the Democrat leaders have a platform that is private only to them. And that is the schism in the dichotomy and the problem with them, which is why they could all believe in Obama and they didn't need to know what Obama stood for. And to this day, you can ask them about Obama and they can't tell you anything about him other than Obamacare. They don't know a thing that he did in 8 years other than that, because they put a face on it. So for their voters need, as Crystal said earlier, representation. They don't have a set of policies because they have a bunch of disparate groups who have all different interests. So it's not their policy that they go behind. They go under this general umbrella of, we love all of you sad and sorry folk. And all the sad and sorry folk line up behind the person. And the people who are the actual Democrat Party, that means the leaders and the funders and the backers and the people who create, they have a policy that's private, that they enact when they get in office, and only they really know about it and discuss. They don't discuss that with their voters. So these are two completely different parties situated in completely different ways. I don't think the equivocation was fair.
I would agree 1000%. And to be honest with you, we could probably just shut the segment down right then and there. The other issue that I will add, if I could piggyback, is that the Democrats, people that support the Democrats, that vote Democrat, Celeste, to your point, they don't care.
They don't care.
They do not care. They just vote blue no matter who. You could basically, they don't even want to know information. Not only do they not know, they don't want to know.
I come from those circles, and it's these are very educated. I'm talking doctors, lawyers, astronauts, mathematicians, all these type people. It is fashionable in that group to say, "Oh, I don't know anything about politics." That's very fashionable.
Yeah, I've met a few of those folks.
Don't know
because I've met a few of those people.
They want to vote that way without having to be responsible for that vote. Right. So they don't want you to tell them anything.
Yeah. Absolutely. You're absolutely right, Celeste. I've been in a couple of those dinners and settings, around people, and then you start, tossing policy and things of that nature out there. And I don't know about no policy, and to be honest, what they're really telling you, I don't care about no policy. Those people over there are racist. And at least that's what they told us. And that's it. I'm actually looking forward to the Trump era coming to an end, not because he hasn't done a good job. I'm looking forward to it so the other side can just stop saying we're voting against Trump. We're you know,
all
they
his
just
fault.
run on it's Trump's fault. I'm running to stop Trump. I'm looking forward to that not being something that they can use in their campaign speeches.
That's never going to change.
They have to stand on their policies. I'm looking forward to that. I hope it changes. I hope
they'll find another boogeyman.
Right?
They're gonna
We
ask,
can all hope, right?
They can ask the candidates. Question one is going to be: do you denounce the presidency of Donald Trump? And when they say no, they'll be right out. He's worse than Trump. He's a risk.
Right.
They'll find another boogeyman, no doubt.
They'll find another boogeyman. Well, the left, well, the media, mainstream media, will give them another boogeyman.
That's right.
They'll do their job and give them who you should hate. Crystal, what are your thoughts?
So everything he said was just ridiculous to me, to the point as far as the Democrat Party is going through its own destruction. As we have said over and over, the DSA is not here to be friends with the Democrat Party. They have come in to eat the Democrat Party. So I don't know. He's talking about the Democrat. There is no Democrat Party as long as they have them DSA members in there. And these DSA members are not here to be friends. They're not here to try and lift the Democrat name. They're here to demolish the Democrat name. So at this point, the DSA, he's saying there's two. No, they're about to remove y'all completely, and y'all will be under the authoritarian government or mindset of the DSA. That's what they want to do. So you have that on the DSA side, but the Democrat side. But on the Republican side, you had all these crazy infighting on the Republican side too, because you had the rhinos, you had those, we hate Israel, Israel is a problem. Now we look, Israel's not the problem, China's the problem. So, I mean, you look across the board, this is what's happening over there. What I love, though, is, I look at everything from a biblical worldview. The Lord is sifting. Everything is happening. Everything is being sifted right now. And only the true kernels will stay. Everybody who tuned in on Wednesday for Bible study, Amos chapter 9, this is it right here. Because the parties are being sifted. You're getting to see everything that comes out. As you said, people are so used to saying Trump is bad, it's Trump's fault, we're going to fight Trump. To y'all point, I just saw my girl, Christian Maxwell, lose a endorsement, and she didn't care because she doesn't want this endorsement. It was a media outlet, but lose an endorsement because they wanted her to say that the 2020 elections were not stolen. So it's like even after the Trump era is done, they're still going to try and if you are any kind of if you are adjacent to Trump, if you have any dealings with Trump, that's the problem. But listen, I look forward to Mr. Marco Rubio. Okay, I'm looking forward to Mr. Marco Rubio because this is my man right here. I love me some Marco. I'm just saying, I love me some Marco. I've been praying for some Marco. Believe in Marco. Listen, y'all can play with the great white wolf JD if y'all want to, but I will be with Marco Rubio. Okay. I'm just saying his analysis, he seems to think that the Republican Party or conservatives don't have other players that are there. There are other players. Right now, Trump is standing there, but honestly, I believe there are people, that's why I said JD is not in the house. There are other people that Trump is grooming that they can take the mantle because they know the plans. They see what's going on. So there are people that are being groomed to carry on patriotism, to save America. Like it is coming. And the best part is, I'm telling you, the Latinos are going to love them some Marco Rubio. I'm just saying, they're going to love them some Marco Rubio. So listen, let us welcome our new first Latino president. I am endorsing that. Let's go, Marco. But that's how I feel about it. Democrat Party is dead. I'm 100% the Democrat Party is dead because the DSA is a monster and they are winning everywhere. Yeah. That should tell you everything you know.
Well, the other thing that should also show you that is that you have people that have no business even thinking about tossing their name, in the, frontal cortexes of people's minds to run for president, like Donna Lemonade and Stephen A. Smith and so many others out there that have no business even thinking that they have a chance to run, for president as a Democrat, are saying that, hey, I'm thinking about doing it, because that just right there in itself just goes to show you how, how much disarray the actual Democrat Party is in. Elder Travis, we'll give you the next one.
Hunter. You've got Hunter Biden too, because remember his name is in that hat too now.
Yeah.
Bring Hunter on. Hunter.
That's crazy.
He should show up on day one with his laptop. You should come day one with the laptop. Let's do it.
I look at it just like simply that, like we were speaking. I believe for me, the Republican Party is more systems and strategies. You know, like you said, we put a face on it. We call it MAGA. He's a leader that is over systems and strategies. That's why it continues to grow. That's why it continues to move. Whereas on the side with the Democratic Party, it's personality driven. So that's why when that leader does leave, we look for the next personality. That's why we just threw out those names we just threw out. Stephen A. Smith and all these other people. What makes you think that you could run for president? So when we think about it, just think about when Obama ran. First thing they said was, oh, we're going to get the first black president. We said nothing about policy. We said you can't name something that he did. He went in there. He looked good doing it. That was it. He looked good, had a beautiful family. Oh, our president got swag. I don't need swag. I need a law.
I know.
I need something that's going to protect my people. I need something that's going to help me with taxation. I need immigration laws. We need things that's going to protect jobs. But we never say none of those things when it comes to the Democratic Party. We talk about how personality, everything's about either the first black president, the first black this, first black woman, the first this, the first that. But over here, we're talking about laws and systems. Just like you said, the Republican Party already had their systems and strategies in place. Trump came in and said, oh, this, like you said, this is what you want. All right, I'll be the big bad wolf to stand on this. I'll be the leader that executes this vision versus, and I'll take it back to the church. One of the things that they oftentimes tell us, depending on in the environment that you're in, we can go up there, and we talked about it earlier, we'll speak on things. Where is the word of God? And I'm not comparing the Republican Party to the Bible and all that. But if you look at the Republican Party, we got the Bible. We got these systems and strategies that we're going to use no matter who is right here, no matter who is preaching this word of God, it will stand. Whereas on the Democratic Party, we got a bunch of hoopers. Well, the Lord, I need the Bible. I need the Bible. I need the systems and strategies that's going to carry us on. We just get a bunch of personality-driven people. That's why people are saying, I'm voting Democrat because my mama voted Democrat. Well, why? I'm going to vote blue because of this. Why? Well, I like Obama. Why do you like Obama? I don't like Trump. You cannot say, only thing you talk about is his personality. When you say you don't like him, you never bring up a law. You never bring up what he do. They say, well, he did this, he did that. Well, no, he didn't do that, baby. No, he didn't. This is something that they gave you that you now putting out there because your party, all they talk about is personality. It's all about personality-driven stuff. And, you know, and that's why I feel like he's wrong at. I get where he's trying to say, but you're wrong, brother. You know, we got systems and strategy versus a personality. Systems and strategies will always win. What is it? First Kings, it was First Kings, 4 and 12, when it talks about the wisdom of Solomon. Mm-hmm. Solomon was given system and strategies. That's why Solomon was so great. But I'll digress again.
Go ahead, Minister Dancer.
Hey, Brother Wise, can you at least once in a while call me before you call Celeste and Crystal? And Crystal, because they're intellectual pickpockets.
I like that one.
I don't have nothing to say after they get through. I don't have nothing to say. But the point is, in any monologue, you're gonna have most of the time you have a person saying things that are true and things that are false. And depending on how good they are, you have more false and more true. But the guy did say a couple of things that were correct. He said the Democrats were soulless. he did say the Democrats have become soulless. Now I thank God for that. He even a broken clock is right twice a day. Amen. So that was true. He also said that Trump's because of Trump being the leader. All the time, the party sometimes will win big on a large stand on states, but in local sections, a lot of times they don't do it very well, and that's because a lot of times they don't focus on the needs of the local situation. They try to apply the big picture to the local situation. You can't do that. That makes sense, and that's true. And I think that Republicans need to learn how to do that. They have to tailor their campaign to the local needs so they can win those local campaigns. But the things he was wrong on, he said that because of Trump being a leader, that after him, usually great leaders don't have someone to follow behind them. I don't know whether it's true or not, could be true or not, but I tell you one thing, that's not going to be our problem because we do have, as Crystal said, we have some people that have taken Trump's place because as Celeste says, that we're not going by Trump because he's a person. It's not the man, it's the policies. And so if as long as the person comes behind him, sticks to the America First policy that has America, that's a true patriot, they're going to have the same kind of support. You know, and I think that's where people get wrong at, and they're trying to target Trump as if it's all about him. It's not all about him. It's the only reason why he's important is because he loves our country, and he's doing things to empower our country, and they don't get that. They're still in la la land about that. They don't get it.
No, you're absolutely right, Minister Danzel. But the reason why they paint Trump in that manner is because that is what they do.
Yes.
On their side of things.
Yes.
That's why they paint him like that. So they paint him as, they're only support because you're just supporting Trump, because they just think that we don't look at the policies. We don't have an understanding, of what the game plan is.
There you go.
And the reason why they look at us like that is because that is exactly their MO. AT, we'll give you the last word on this. We're going to keep it moving.
Amen.
Yeah, I appreciate everyone's comments up here. Minister Danzel, I don't want to hear it because I usually am last. The one thing I will say is more of a warning here. Republicans do not do well during the midterms, regardless of what's going on in the world. Regardless of what's going on in the nation, they don't do well. And we have a habit of getting so excited about the possibility that we don't show up. I have to be the voice of reason on the panel because I said this about Spencer Pratt in California, and all of you berated me saying, no, I think he's going to win. Stop underestimating the emotional ignorance of individuals who are liberal. Remember that woman that was there going for Karen Bass, and they asked, who are you voting for? Karen Bass. Why? Because she's black. Any other reason? Nope. Right? That is what we are up against, right? It's the challenges for all the conversations on a righteous perspective, probe analysis, crystal beyond labels, the backwards way to move forward, and over there on T. Taylor Ministries is that they're not watching it. They're watching CNN. They're watching Netflix. They're watching reality shows. They're watching whoever TikTok. They like on TikTok. They're not going to look at somebody on TikTok who's saying something different that might be true. They're not going to turn on Fox and listen like, what is the other side talking about? Why would they? They're empowered by what they believe in. They're high-fived everywhere they go outside. You can go outside and say, my pronouns are whatever it is. Insert the blank here. I have no idea anymore. You can go outside and you can say that I'm a proud, insert blank here, of identity, man or woman or transform or whatever it is. But you can't go outside. It's not socially acceptable in the boardroom to say that Christ is king. It is socially acceptable in the boardroom to say that my pronouns are he, she, it, they, and whatever else in between. It's not socially acceptable to go out there and even in any audience and say, hey, proud conservative here, right? 2A owner. You can't say that, but you can say in a boardroom, no, we should get rid of all of those, right? Definitely went for Biden. Trump is bad. These are the problems of reality right now. And so for all the individuals out there, you need to go vote. You still need to go vote. There's a lot of things the guy said that were absolutely wrong. The whole aspect of liberals just need to find some person to run behind. They have ideals that they run behind. It does not matter who they put up there. It's going to be a carbon cookie cutter version of whoever else was running against them. They're going to say the exact same stuff. And you notice, what did she say about Harris? He was so wrong about what Harris's greatest problem was. She had a massive list of all of her problems. I mean, it's not she tried real hard. I disagree with them. He said she was all boardroom. This woman tried everything to identify with you. If she was down in the South, y'all know she had that great accent, y'all, right? If she was over there in Georgia around a bunch of black folk, hey, I've never in my life heard of someone washing their greens in the bathtub, but go ahead, she's going to try it. If you're over in California, she's going to be pretending to be Hispanic. She just never pretended to be white. That's the only thing that she never pretended to do because they do not care about y'all. So we're going to see what winds up happening come this midterm election, but he is correct. We're going to see something unique. Once Trump is gone, I think a lot of liberals are going to be very, very lost because the longer they hold on to Trump, the more they expose themselves. That's all they've had for the last, he said 10 years. It's been longer than that. It's all they've had for a while, ever since he came away from the Democratic side. Trump is bad, Orange Man bad. He lies, he's awful, he's hateful, and blah, 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 blah. When they don't have that anymore, I'm so very curious what they're going to do next to try and manipulate people. The problem is, I'll guarantee it's going to work.
Come on, AT.
We'll be here to talk about it.
That's right.
Come on, AT. AT, come on, man. You better think I Kamala Harris.
Yeah. She did do that. She did that going pander to the union folks. You better think of union member. You better think.
She was proud of herself too. She kind of reminded me of Hillary. Those two have the exact same personality because they go up there and they say something that they think to themselves is just the coolest thing in the world. They think they won the election. Y'all remember this one? Pokemon go to the polls, and then she did the Hillary laugh that she does afterwards, right? They're off in their own.
I don't feel no ways tied.
I don't feel no ways tied.
Listen, you know,
Wait,
he's off because he said Kamala appeared not genuine and corporate. No, she is not. That wasn't an appearance.
That wasn't an appearance.
Yeah.
That wasn't
That
the
was-
appearance. They
that
didn't
was
package
legit.
her that way. In
That's
fact, they tried to make her cool, and they tried to hide the cold fish that she was. They
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
No,
but
I mean, they did bring her out there in chucks and pearls and tried to, you know, make her seem like she's cooler than
They
what
had
she
her
actually
line
is.
everything they
dancing
could
with
for
the
her.
sorority.
But to
doing all
Minister's
this.
point, we're not pickpocketing. That's one Holy Spirit. That's why we have those same types. And they have their own dark spirit. That's why if you look at Kamala and Hillary, they were literally the replicas of each other. They were cold.
Absolutely, sis.
You could see the evil in them. So yeah, 100%.
That's that Jezebel spirit, Crystal.
That is.
That's that Jezebel spirit.
Mhm.
If you haven't read The Paradigm, go check out The Paradigm.
Yes.
Another book recommendation. Go check out The Paradigm.
You better be getting the new one. You better be getting the new one,
Phenomenal.
Brother Wise, because the new one is coming out. I'm getting a new one.
I'm looking forward to it.
Amen.
Shout out to JKM Ner. Hopefully I pronounced that properly. $10 super chat says, in the 7th grade, I read Animal Farm. 15 years later, as a substitute teacher, I had an 11th grade English class reading it. That was over 20 years ago. The dumbing down is real. Yeah,
it's real. That's
Shout out to Lasmani coming through. $5 super chat says the DSA is the same thing as communism. Only they corrupt the democratic process to gain power instead of armed revolution. Well, the armed revolution is normally one of the last things that happens. That's the last bastion of communism. You know, once they take the weapons from you, I promise you, that's what comes next. The armed revolution. That's typically how that
just to
works.
ruin this for everyone. They're never going to successfully take the weapons away from Americans.
No,
just remember, DSA is not USA.
No, it's not. Shout out to Jeff. It's not your fault. Allen Recovery Channel. $11 super chat says Democrats successful at winning special elections, i.e., cheating. He makes very lucid points, articulate and educated, but I couldn't get past his leopard print hat. Seems a little light in the loafers. Shout out to Sheila Ford. $2 super chat says feelings. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Nothing more than feelings. All right.
I feel that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I do want to put out there real quick, shameless plug. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna highlight myself. I do want to put this out there really, really fast. Starting this coming Monday, if you are serious about growing on YouTube, I want to share this with you all. I have officially launched the ARP YouTube Mastermind Group, where once a month you'll get an opportunity to spend 90 minutes with yours truly to learn exactly how to find viral topics, write high CTR titles, design thumbnails that get clicks, increase watch time, and build channels that actually make you a little bit of cheese. So you'll get an opportunity to get a live Q&A, channel feedback, and the opportunity to network with other creators who are serious about winning out here in these YouTube streets. So if you're ready to stop guessing and start growing, click the link below. There's a link in the description. Join the ARP YouTube Mastermind, and hopefully I will see you there. That meeting, the first meeting will happen on Monday, this upcoming Monday. So if you're interested, let me know. Let's go. We'll keep it going. Last segment of the day. Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe if you haven't done so already. And obviously, super chat, super thanks, all that good jazz is greatly appreciated. We do appreciate you guys. All right. Last clip here. There are some Black women out there who are out here in these TikTok streets complaining about the fact that they are, not being hired, as much as they once were. So I want to play this clip for you and get your thoughts. We'll start with the ladies. So we'll give Crystal and then Minister Nail, you can piggyback right off of that. Look at that. We'll give you, make you number 2 this time. All right.
Started with the ladies before too, Minister Danzel.
Well, hey, chivalry is still alive and well over here. You know what I'm saying?
You realize that every single time you don't start with the ladies now, I'm going to remember
See,
this.
that's why you down there in the corner.
Exactly.
Wow.
They put baby right in the corner.
I know you did not just call me baby in the corner. You know what? I got you, Celeste.
That's my sis. Yes.
Ooh, y'all are a mess. Oh my
firm
goodness.
believer that Black women are not meant to succeed in corporate America. A lot of people are talking about the mass layoffs of specifically Black women in corporate jobs, and I think it's because we are not meant to succeed there. Corporate America is based off of Eurocentric values of what professionalism is. And a lot of that has to do with submission. Black women culturally, we grow up in matriarchs where the women in our family are outspoken, that they are the leaders, that they're the ones holding our community together. So when we move into corporate America, it is expected that we submit. And that is not our innate way of being. And then we're quickly labeled as difficult, when in reality, we are the innovators. We understand the balance of quantitative and qualitative impact. And a lot of times our voices are silenced because they don't care about that. So if you are a Black woman and you are struggling and you just got laid off, just know you are not the only one.
Y'all, apparently I heard in the TikTok streets that companies aren't really hiring Black women like that, or they're starting to see Black women as more of a liability because we're not only suing them for discrimination, we're not only taking discrimination, harassment, racism, sexism, all the isms to court, but we're actually winning. And we're winning too much for their comfort. So a lot of jobs, American jobs specifically, are saying, okay, we're just not going to hire as many Black women. We're going to hire literally the least amount of Black women that we possibly can. And as a woman who probably should have sued more times than I can really count from my past and my work history and stuff like that, keep suing. Thank y'all. Keep suing. Keep reporting discrimination. Like, yes, keep suing and winning, please. A lot of companies don't like the fact that Black women are filing lawsuits and actually winning. Like, we have to look at the root of this issue, which is a very American characteristic not to look at it, right? America is very passive about the way we go about how Black people are treated in general. We know why. But like, the longer we continue to avoid the issue, the bigger it's going to become, and the more Black women are going to win on a very unfair level. However it looks right now, I don't give a. Black women are going to continue to win on a very unfair level until they approach the problem for what it is, for the reality of it. Thing is, you can continue to move the goalpost, but Black women will always exceed the goalpost because we're not even running on the same track. Like, that's what they don't understand. So apparently, again, I heard on the TikTok streets, don't quote me, but a lot of companies aren't hiring Black women because we actually tell on their ass now. Like, we're actually receiving support for the unfair treatment that should have never happened in the first place.
One of the things they don't tell you when you are in corporate is that you have to not only master being great at what you do and all the things, but you also have to master whiteness. Walk with me. So often than not, we try to hyperfixate on like how to play the game of corporate and all the things, which again, is not the battle and not the strategy you should be trying to figure out. What you need to do is study whiteness, study white supremacy. And I'm talking about their culture, their mannerisms, all the things that fuel their ego. Study that and you will win. You gotta understand how white women play corporate games. You gotta understand how white men love to have their ego inflated. And also, how do you like to position themselves in terms of the social dynamics when there are other people of diversity on the team? How do they utilize and weaponize and triangulate Black men versus white women versus Black women? Study that behavior. Study it. You gotta also study how Black men operate in corporate, because that's also studying whiteness. And you gotta also study Black women who love to assimilate and how they try to emulate whiteness inside of a corporate space. You gotta study and you gotta watch it.
Couldn't take much more of that.
Thank you.
You really have to do that to me?
I know.
I'm sorry. I know. I'm sorry.
Put
I'm
that
sorry.
on.
Let me do this. White women are the greatest people in the world. White women are the innovators. White women are the best at everything. White women are leading the charge. White women need white women only spaces. How does that sound to y'all?
Stupid.
Y'all,
Very.
that would irritate the
Very.
living crap out of y'all. But y'all just sit down there, black woman this, black woman that, black woman. Okay,
Come on, sis.
so let me help y'all out real quick. As someone who was in corporate America, as a woman that is, I guess, considered black at corporate America. Let's start off with this. Black women usually have nasty attitudes at the offices. Let's start off with that. As that woman says, black women are trained not to submit. I don't know what you're talking about, because when you have a biblical worldview, you understand submission, because the Lord talks about being submissive.
Right.
So when you're saying black women are taught not to be submissive, that goes back to the study that Wise shared, and I have shared this before. He shared it with us privately, but I said this on my channel. What they did was they deconstructed Christianity and black culture completely. So that's why you don't understand submission. The Lord calls us to submit, but you refuse to submit because you want to be the strong black woman. You don't want to represent Christ in what you do, because when we go to work, we do whatever we do to honor Christ. It has nothing to do with your blackness. It has to do everything with doing things to honor Christ in everything that we do. So if your mindset was there, you wouldn't be talking about Eurocentric laws and Eurocentric atmosphere. You wouldn't be talking about that.
Come on, that's right.
Figure out how to do a job and do it in a way that it pleases our Father, because that's the only one that we need to be concerned about. So let's start with that. Now, you want to know why you're saying the white culture and so on and so forth. Usually what happens, because y'all were so big on DEI, y'all didn't realize that DEI meant they didn't need to hire you. All they needed to hire was one of the alphabet community females or alphabet community males, and they just covered their DEI needs. They don't need you anymore. You didn't realize that, but you were out there with Jamal Bryant at Target, and you were protesting, we need DEI. We need DEI. You DEI'd yourself right out of the job. That's what you did.
Yep.
So remember that.
Right.
Then you want to know about why they don't want to hire you. When you have people out there talking about black English, but y'all don't understand, people are going to look at you like you're crazy. Y'all are the ones that want to support black English. Y'all want to support all of the craziness that is the gutter of quote unquote black culture. And then want to know why people don't want to hire you, why people don't want you there. You try to make up your own rules. The fact that one, the last one, wants to even say, look at how black men operate, because they were trying to say black men are slaves. They were, in her statement, she was trying to put down black men. If y'all realize what she was doing, she was trying to put down black men. And that's why she also said, and those black women that learn to assimilate. No, people go there to do a job. That is what we go in there to do. And as a Christian, if you go in there and you do your job according to what God has called you to do, you won't have these problems. There are a lot of black women that are still working and they're not having these issues.
Thank you.
It is all bitter women. Exactly. And I'm going to go back to Celeste knows what I'm talking about, that dichotomy of pride and inferiority, because you want to yell, well, y'all are just upset because black women, we're the innovators, and black women, we're suing, and black women. But then at the same time, you want, well, I don't understand why they wanted to hire us. It's because we're black. Y'all don't even know if you're coming or you're going. The devil is the author of confusion. And y'all, black women, are the most confused of us all. Because y'all don't know if you're coming or you're going. You want people to support you, hire you, give you jobs because you're black. But then at the same time, I don't want them to look at us as black. We're just trying to do our job. Figure out your struggle. Figure out what's your struggle and move with that. Because at this point, y'all just sound tired and bitter, just like the previous First Lady, Michelle Obama, who walks around everywhere griping in her multi-million-dollar Martha's Vineyard Hawaiian home.
She still is.
Being black in America. At this point, stop the foolishness. I digress.
Crystal, you hit the nail on the head. Very confused, but also most arrogant as well. Yep. They're the victims. I've never seen people be victims and be extremely arrogant. I've never seen anything like it before in my life. Go ahead, Mr. Nazo.
It's called black delusions of grandeur. Somebody, and it's not all black women. Stop saying black women. When you say black women, you might incorporate everybody. It's not Crystal. It's not Celeste. It's not a whole lot of black women. It's you ignorant black women. it's you black women who put your skin color above your intellect.
Yeah.
That's the kind of black woman you're talking about. Now the one of the speakers, she said, study this and study that. You got to study this. You got to study why. No, you need to study the ignorance of black women who suffer from delusions of black superiority. That's what you need to study instead of studying all that other stuff that you all wrapped up in. Try sitting down and studying the irrationality of black women that gets them fired from them jobs and that makes those people not want them. They can tell what kind of person you are during the interview time. Brother Wise talks about this all the time. You sit down before them, they'll ask you specific questions, and you give yourself away.
Yeah.
Or you get hired and then you start acting silly and you give yourself away. So don't blame all corporations. It's the way you act. Your conduct and your attitude is going to determine whether or not you're going to be appropriate for the job that you get. So let's talk about this all the time. So let's just stop playing games and putting all black women in one basket. It's you fools that are out there losing your jobs.
No, you're absolutely right, Minister Danzel. What people got to understand that, corporate America, it's not a white culture. It's a corporate culture.
Duh.
And if you've ever worked in corporate America, you understand that there is a game. Everybody's playing the game, regardless of who you are. There is a game that you are playing within this culture. Everybody's trying to do everything that they can to get ahead. So that means that there is a certain way that you're supposed to conduct yourself.
Right.
As someone that has, been in management, someone that has interviewed, and I can't even tell you how many people I've interviewed at this point. You ask, there is a psychology around the questions that you ask in these interviews.
Yes.
And these people, they will tell you about themselves.
There you go.
And a lot of times, past behavior is a direct correlation to what you are going to be if we hire you here.
Come on.
So when we ask you a question, what happened at your last job? Why'd you decide to leave, or why are you currently on the market? And you tell us that, hey, my boss don't understand me.
I just wasn't respected for my skills in my previous job.
I sued the last 5 places I
The
worked.
last 5 places, I was at, hey, I sued them because of discrimination and racism.
Right.
What you've just told me is that you're going to be a problem.
Right.
That's what you just told me. You're going to be a problem. You don't get along. Hey, you don't get along with anybody.
That's my point. Amen.
And people got to understand that everybody that works in it, and where I worked at, it was a lot of people of all walks of life, whites, blacks, Indians, different types of Asians, so forth and so on. Everybody's playing the same exact game. The problem is that you choose not to play it, and those that choose not to play the game, that corporate game. One or two things are going to happen. You're going to get fired or you're going to quit. One of the two.
Right.
You'll lose.
Simple as that. And when people say, oh, I don't want to assimilate, we all have to assimilate to something.
Right. That's right.
We all have to. Even in a relationship, if you're trying to be in a relationship, with if you're a man with a young lady or if you're a young lady with a man, we're all assimilating within these relationships in order to make this thing work. That's how this goes. And so when people say, I don't feel like I should have to assimilate, what are you talking about?
Right.
This may scorch your emotions, but black people, black corporations, black companies fire black people too, black women too.
Daggone right. Daggone right. In a heartbeat.
Quick and in a hurry.
In a heartbeat.
I'm not even gonna hire them.
That's true.
You ain't lying, Celeste.
That's true.
I hate to put it out there, but I was just having that conversation with my wife not too long ago, and I was like, "Hey, certain things that I see it, I was just like, ooh, I don't know about this one, man. I don't know about this one."
Not when these good AI assistants are available.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is this: people don't understand the amount of time, effort, and resources it takes to hire a person.
Yeah, man.
And people don't understand the amount of money it costs a company when they make a bad hire.
That's right.
It costs a lot.
Oh, yes.
And the other thing is, and I'm sure, those of you guys and Minister, I know y'all have worked in places where they hire one bad person, and that one bad person will cost them 2 or 3 people because they're like, I'm not working with this person. I'm out.
Right.
So a bad hire can cost a company tremendously. A bad hire can actually not only just cost them resources, but it can also cost them other key members, within the team that were key, pivotal producers on the team, because they're like, man, I don't know where y'all got this individual from, but I'm out.
Why? Do you notice that none of that was in their conversation?
Oh, of course not.
None of that was in their conversation.
Because it's
course
not
not.
their fault. It's not their fault.
Of course not. Go ahead, Elder Travis.
Yeah, man, I hate that conversation. I tell a lot of people when they ask me about dating, marriage, all that, I don't date independent black women. I date a black woman, but I ain't dating the independent black women. Those are two different women.
Two totally different. You're right.
Two totally different women. And so a lot of things that she was saying, like you said, how can you be the victim and the strong man of the house? Like, you gotta pick a side. There's no way. And she's literally trying to articulate herself.
Not if you're stupid.
Way. And so, and just like I tell you, like I would have brothers come to me and they'll say, well, how did you, and I'm as a black man, how did you get with the Mavericks? How did you do this? There's a certain way you have to move. There's a certain way you have to talk. There's a certain way you have to act. This is not black or white. This is period. If you want to be successful, I tell people a lot of times they can say what they want about a LeBron James. They can say what they want about Caitlyn. They can say what they want. They know how to play the game the way that it should be played. So if you come in here all sassy, nobody wants no sassy woman. You come in here all submissive, all angry and don't want to be submissive, you're not going to tell me that I'm going to work late. Like you say, those questions that they ask, it'll tell me, them little trick questions. How would, when something happens in this area, how would you respond to this? They'd be like, oh, this is stupid. No, it's not stupid. It's psychologically telling us what you're going to do when somebody does something wrong. I'm going to tell them about themselves. Go sit over there. You to tell them about yourself. Who are you to tell somebody else about themselves? And just like Crystal said, when did that became the epitome of, like, everybody wants to be like black women? Like, when did that became the epitome of culture? So what you really are trying to say, you need to learn to be corporate. You don't know how to be corporate. Study being corporate. And then people like to say, they used to joke about it with my daughter, and I hate when they say it. They be like, man, your daughter talks so white. No, my daughter talks proper. She speaks proper English. She do not slur her words. What she will do is, if you say the word wrong, she will correct you, because vocabulary matters. Yes. I don't want to talk to, and I hate to say it, I don't like talking to stupid people.
It's hard. It's hard.
Give me clear understanding of what you're talking about. Don't talk to me. I don't speak stupid. Stupid. I will look at you and stare at you. My daughter will look at you and stare at you, and she will be a black woman. She will come in that room and look at you and be like, what are you talking about? This makes no sense. And so a lot of times, again, these women grow up, they lack submissiveness. So if I can't be submissive at home, I didn't have a father to submit to. There's no man to submit to, because not only that, they're probably dating a man who don't even know how to rule a house. So how can you rule out? Come on. And so now she's saying we got to be like these white women. They barely want the white women in there. Come on. It's corporate America for a reason. There's a certain way you got to act. There's a certain way you got to talk. And just like Crystal said, and I hate to say it, just like with Michelle Obama, you are living the life. You probably got the best life of any black woman walking the earth. But yet she's pandering with the dismay that a lot of women are using, that victimization. Women, you are not a victim. Your husband was the president. And so now everybody, all black women are bitter. All black women are, no, that is not true.
Make it make sense, please.
Stop spreading those lies. Just like that young lady, you're spreading lies. That is not true. How about you get yourself in order? Because the Bible says it is not good for man to be alone. That was the only thing God said was not good. But then that submissiveness has to be there. It said that meant one that is suitable for this, which means you still got to fall in line. You have to fall in line. But hey, nobody wants to fall in line. People want to do what they want to do, especially our women. So therefore, that's why we have all those high-level successful women that don't have husbands.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right, Elder Travis. And the other thing too is people got to understand is that your behavior in the workplace affects someone else getting an opportunity. Whether you believe it or not. And this is in all aspects of life. Think about this. When they find that guy that plays football, that runs that 4.2 40, and he's got great hands out the backfield, other teams say, you know what, we got to find a guy just like that. We're looking for our 4.2 40 guy with great hands and great vision. We're looking for that. When they say, the same, and the same thing goes in the workforce, when they say, you know what, the last, you know what happened? The last person that we hired that looked like that, man.
Right.
Hey, I don't know if we want to go back down that road. I don't know if we want to take the risk. You know, because such and such, you know, came in here and cut a fool, caused a bunch of ruckus, caused people to quit. They disrupted the culture because we don't understand. Hey, culture is huge.
Yes,
you can lose your job over coming in and messing up the culture.
That's right.
You know, hey, I've seen people, and I've been in meetings where they're like, we just don't think this person's a great culture fit.
Yep.
It had absolutely nothing to do, you know, with the race. It was, we don't think this person's a great culture fit. And I've seen this, you know, I've seen white women and white men come in and answer some questions, and they're like, not a good culture fit. This person's going to come in and they're going to ruffle a bunch of feathers within the synergy of our team here. We don't think they're a good fit for us. I've seen it, and I've been in these meetings. I'm sure AT has as well. AT, we'll give you the next word.
You know, it's funny whenever you talk about a culture fit and how important that is to a business and how you can lose money, most people will nod their head on it in a heartbeat. But the second I mention that when it comes to aviation, what Charlie Kirk said about a black pilot, suddenly we don't care about culture. Consequences are only life and death in that industry, but suddenly the culture doesn't matter. Just want to add that part to it. For the lady I'm in the middle, since y'all got the everything else, I was over here trying hard not to crack up. When you go on a platform and you start your little soliloquy with, and I quote, I heard in the TikTok streets, and anything that comes out of your mouth after that, comedy. This woman gave out a giveaway source up there, and I'm trying so hard to keep a straight face up here because if the sister sees this, I don't want you to think that I'm laughing at you. I'm laughing at what you said. TikTok is like Wikipedia. It's not a source that you should ever utilize in the conversation. She said, black women, I'll give you an example. Black women are going to continue winning at an unfair level, right? We're going to continue going out there and suing. That's not the least bit true. You can actually pull this up, right? February 2026 is the last time someone checked it out. This one comes from the Institute for Women's Policy Research Report. Not even close, right? Some are suing, but they're most certainly not winning. So that's just not a true statement that she said, right?
You got the wrong report, man.
Oh, hey, look.
You got to get the black version.
I got to get the one that lies to me.
Where's that report from Afrotech at?
Exactly.
The fun part is she is actually telling the truth. Black women actually are getting let go at a higher rate than every other woman out there. But the problem is it really does beg the question of why. If you just pretend with me, just go pretend with me for a second here. Pretend like it's not because of racism for a second, then answer that question. But the problem is you don't like that answer. What upsets me about this is that for every one of every probably 500 to 1 at this point, I'm just making that up. For every one of them, there's a Celeste out there. There's a Crystal out there, right? There's a Joyce, a Dee Maria. I can keep on
10
going.
of them.
There's
20
a
of
whole
them.
bunch of very, very respectable black women who are understanding of this is not my job. The first woman said that we're expected to submit when at work, and a lot of times our voices are silent. You mean you just got to a brand new job and we didn't listen to you immediately? You mean you couldn't come into the job and within the first month you're not in charge? You mean you said an outspoken women in their families are outspoken and leaders. Where are the men at in your family? Y'all don't want to talk about that one time, right? But you need to start asking these questions because complaining is not going to get you a job. I know you've seen other individuals have lawsuits way back in the day and it worked out for them. That's not going to happen for you. You're not going to get a job. You're going to wind up having to go on welfare or do a job you don't want to do. And all you had to do to fix it was check your attitude.
That's it.
Unfortunately, that's something we're just not willing to do.
They went in there clapping hands and snatching air, right?
Oh, and by the way, since Wise always does this, I want to give one because Crystal took this from me. I love doing what she just did. I actually have it written out here, right? Study black people, their culture and mannerisms. Understand how to play the guys and how black women's ego works, how they weaponize and triangulate black men and black women. All it is flip what she was saying. It sounds awful, doesn't it? Here's an idea for anybody who wants to start a platform. As long as you're comfortable being on a camera and people are comfortable looking at you, just do that for your entire platform. You will make all kinds of followers and all kinds of money. Just find people saying ridiculous stuff, and all you got to do is flip it. People will watch your platform. You're welcome.
Celeste, we'll give you the last word on this, and we're going to get up out of here.
Wow. Okay. Well, that cut me off at the knees, but that's all right.
I feel good, doesn't Celeste? Yeah, you don't like it, do you, down there?
That's why I'm down here now. No, let me say this. First of all, I absolutely 100% agree with all of the ladies that spoke. I think that they are telling you all something.
Yes, they are.
And we're not really hearing what they're saying. I'm going to go and I'm going to use Michelle Obama. A lot of people think Michelle Obama is playing a role. She's playing as if she's unhappy, and she's going off living this $1 million, $1 billion, wonderful life of affluence and influence, and she's really not happy. No, I'm going to tell you, she is miserable. And the fact that her husband has been president is not making her any less miserable. In fact, it might in fact make her more miserable, because what these women have done is they have a fantasy in their mind that which is a reality they cannot achieve. They have been told that white women are the gold standard, that white women never have to compromise. They are always beautiful. They are always thin, not young, but they are always thin. All of they're always competent. They're given all of these privileges and benefits in life, and they're damsels in distress. And if they're ever upset or shed a tear, the whole world shuts down. And let me tell you where a lot of this started: soap operas. Go watch soap operas, and you will find out what the messages that women have been given. If you watch a soap opera, this is what they've been told. And so Black women feel that anytime they have to make any adjustment of any kind, they are being asked something that the white woman would never be asked. Now, this is not true for white women. None of this is true, but it's not the point. They believe this. And so when you come to them in corporate America, or if you come to them as a possible person to date, or if you come to them in any scenario where you say, a tiny adjustment may have to be made so that you can be successful here, they're like, EEOC, write up the lawsuit. Let's go. They're not adjusting for nothing, because they don't believe that anybody else ever has to adjust, which is why Michelle Obama is talking about she couldn't get a hot comb and press her hair in the White House, and how upsetting it was because she couldn't get her Afro sheen grease and slick that hair back, whatever it was she had going on. And the fact that her husband is running around running the free world means nothing to her, because in her mind, that this wouldn't have happened to Laura Bush. That didn't happen to Jackie Kennedy. I'm the only one in here who has to find a burner and go down into the kitchens to heat up my hot comb. Whatever garbage they've got going on in their mind, Black women are unfortunately, and I know, Minister Danzo, you want to say not all, but I'm going to say all the liberals. And if that gives you 94%, then I think we can say Black women. And Black women are the most uncompromising, and you can extrapolate that and say unsubmissive women on the planet, because every institution that they have been engaged in has contributed to this insane fantasy in their head. And the reason they're so miserable, and they are miserable, and the reason they're so miserable is because they cannot get their fantasy and their reality to get in alignment with each other. The fact of the matter is, people are only asking of you what they ask of everyone. Right. But you are of the belief that you are the only person being asked to make any adjustment, and therefore you are angry and bitter, and that's why your attitude is that way. And until they make any changes, I said what I said. I don't intend to hire them at all. These AI assistants don't have hot combs. They don't have none of these problems. They can just come to work. All right.
Excellent point, Celeste.
Excellent point, Celeste.
I resent your comment. I resent your comment. I had nothing to do with it. You said they were damsel in distress. I had nothing to do with it. Do not call them damsel in distress, because I did not have a part of it.
They watch these soap operas. I'm telling you, messaging is amazing. I'm very into messaging, right. And I'm always into looking to what the message is. And people say all the time, I ruin TV shows and I ruin movies, because at the end I'll be like, oh, well, so the message was, and then the whole plot is gone. But what they have told these women is that these women are privileged. They suffer. They never suffer. No harm ever comes to them. And the whole society will be, I mean, we look at Helen of Troy. The whole world was willing to go into chaos for the beauty of Helen of Troy. I mean, this is what they're told. So these Black women feel like, I'm not doing nothing for nobody, never again.
Joan of Arc.
Shout out to Jeremiah, man. Appreciate you pulling up today. Says I'm new. I'm new. Y'all have a awesome platform, man. Appreciate you pulling up, man. Hopefully you will pull back up and hang out with us again. We do this Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So come pull up and hang out with us, man. We do appreciate you pulling up today. Let me read these super chats and we're gonna get out of here. Shout out to Uncle Darnell coming through. $2 super chat says another racial grip. I agree with Nisi. Yeah. Shout out to the Lunatic Libertarian, $10 super chat says Americans are not trained intimately in each system fully. Specialized occupations are a farce. Be a Renaissance person, trained in multiple disciplines. Be the best example. Reject all unprincipled ideas. I'm gonna disagree with you on that. I think you need to be an expert. The jack of all trades guy.
Easy to trick.
Yeah. I'm gonna say go be specialized and go be an expert because honestly, the money, let's just keep it real, is in expertise, not necessarily someone that can do a bunch of everything. That's why your general practice doctor makes 110, 120,000 a year, and it could be, we'll adjust for inflation. And someone that actually specializes in medicine, they actually could make upwards of to $1 million or so a year. The specialization is where you want to be at. Same thing in tech. You see, I meet guys that I can do a little bit of everything. I'm actually looking for an expert in servers. I'm looking for an expert, in the cloud. I'm looking for an expert, in programming. And what's the language that you're most comfortable with? I'm gonna disagree with you slightly on that.
Good point.
I like jack of all trades, master of half, not master of none. Master of half, because
you got to master
something. You should be able to move according to the industry and what's going on, especially in the way this world works and things is changing. That's why I said, if you have been you a master in this, but you won't even attempt to even learn and understand AI, that's how you're going to become obsolete, because you refuse to master something else. So I agree with you, Wise, about mastering something, but be willing to master other things and learn other things, because you will become obsolete.
Continue learning. I think that is the difference. I think people get into something because in every field that's out there, whether it's you're an electrician, you're an HVAC tech, you're in there's always new things that come out, new methods to do your job better. There's always new tools that come out that you need to learn and master so you can continue to improve upon your craft. But when you are a jack of all trades, it's very difficult to demand top dollar. And to be honest with you, if you're coming here, matter of fact, if you're getting heart surgery, you don't want someone that a little bit of the heart, a little bit here. No, I want somebody that's an expert on this thing. You know what I'm saying? Now you can be knowledgeable of other things, but I need you to be an expert on this. That's just me. I don't know about y'all. That's just me.
I agree with that to a point. I think you should just be a master, but a flexible master, right? You don't want to be caught off guard, because we see that right now. A lot of individuals got their degrees, liberals, got their nice little corporate suit and tie. And then I saw this all the time at BlackRock. New technology came out. AI can do it better than you. It's cheaper. No matter how much we say we appreciate you, we love you, annual celebrations and the rest, they will let you go in a heartbeat if it means saving them money.
Well, that just goes back to always be learning.
That's right.
Always be learning. That was if you've ever worked, if anybody that works in the STEM field, that is that is number one. Even when I was in the military and as an air traffic controller, you're constantly learning, you're constantly studying. It's mandatory. And to be honest with you, every time you move into a new you go to a new station or something along those lines, there's new airspace to learn. You're always learning. So you don't want to get into a point to where it's like, okay, I'm an expert here, and I don't need to learn anything else. No, you should always be continuing to, or working towards improving yourself.
I got a question for you, Waz. What happens in aviation to the pilot and the air traffic controller who stops learning? What is always the end result when they just stop learning, don't update the airspace,
you become obsolete very quickly?
Oh,
nope.
Death and destruction.
That's what happens.
I love it too, on a basketball level, because that's how you get paid. Like, everybody's a basketball player, but you got a 3-and-D guy. You got a guy that's going to rebound. If I'm a scorer, I need to score. I'm still a basketball player. I can do everything. I can rebound, shoot, and dribble, but he's the expert. He's going to get paid $40 million to rebound while I get paid whatever to score. But we all are still basketball players. I can hit. You want me to rebound tonight? I can do that, but I'm going to get paid for my expertise. So I definitely understand it 100%.
And when your rebounding and scoring goes down too low, you will be replaced.
Facts, because I'm exactly.
I think I was going to add, when I was saying that, I was trying to say, make sure you have transferable skills, because you could be in the industry and that industry tanks. You got to be able to pivot, and if you have nothing else in your toolkit, you stuck. There's a lot of people who they specialize specifically in this, and then when everything went left, they're homeless right now because they couldn't even figure out what to do next. You have
some of that is want to as well, right? Because if you're always learning, when it's time to pivot, you're ready to pivot because you're always learning. I'm there with you, because there's a lot of people that got left behind when this technology, when the technology really, got implemented in the workforce. There's a lot of people, and it wasn't because they couldn't, they chose not to. They refused to pivot. They refused to adjust.
It's easily accessible to all of us. ChatGPT is free.
That's all free.
And to answer somebody's question, somebody asked in the chat, where are the Black women losing more of their jobs? I believe it is in the federal sector.
The federal sector.
Yes. It's in the federal sector that they're losing. Now, mind you, they could take those same skills and go into private, but that's up to them if they choose.
You got to get hired into private.
Exactly. You would actually have to get hired. But yes.
I want to add to that because I know why you
did that TikTok, they're out because we gonna fight.
You joke about that, Celeste, but her employers might look that up. They might actually see that video. Wise, would you agree with the statement? We used to say this all the time when we were doing hiring. I'm not doing an interview with you to see if you're qualified. Your resume got that taken care of. I'm interviewing you to see if we can work with you, right? If you're going to work well with the team.
Absolutely. No. Well, I'm also, for me, I'm a little more cynical. I'm interviewing on why I shouldn't hire you.
That's fair.
Because the resume, I'm talking to you for a reason. So your resume has showcased the skills that you at least have, said that you
claim to have.
Now, exactly, that you claim to have. My job is to poke holes in that. One, I want to see if you're truthful, but two, I'm also trying to, because people got to understand that the skill sets do matter, but culture matters a lot. Are you a cultural fit? We see this in sports all the time.
Yes.
We see it in sports all the time. A good player doesn't fit well with the team, doesn't fit well with the coaching staff. They will get him up out of there. They will get him up out of there.
How about you the word classy instead of culture? Classy. Your level of class, because culture can be anything today, man. Culture is like, culture can get crazy. But your class, your level of integrity, what kind of person you are.
Well,
anyone that culture, but the culture is different in different places.
Right.
So, like, if you're in the military, the point of a uniform, or like, let's say you go to a Catholic school, the point of the uniform is to diminish the individual. Is to take focus off the individual, so that focus can be put on the mission. The same thing is true in corporate. The individual self is supposed to be diminished so that the focus is on the productivity. So these cultures may do it in a slightly different way, but pretty much what they figured out is if you got a bunch of people trying to exercise their individuality, very little gets done in those environments.
No, you're absolutely right, Celeste. Well, the other thing too is that in the private sector, I can speak to the public, but in the private sector, everybody's goal is to increase the revenue of the organization that you work for. That is everybody's goal.
That's it.
On the public sector, that doesn't matter as much.
That's nobody's goal.
That's nobody's goal. That doesn't matter. And I think that's a lot of the reason why when you say that, you have a lot of Black women that work in the public sector, when they transition or if they attempt to transition to the private sector, the missions aren't the same. So they don't necessarily they don't fit in well because they don't understand that everybody's goal here is to increase the revenue of the organization.
Wow. Yes.
Like they used to tell us, you play for the name on the front of the jersey, not on the back.
Absolutely.
You play the name on the front,
Absolutely.
not on the back.
I think the other thing is people have to understand when you go for an interview, you're both you are both interviewing. The person is interviewing you for the job and to see like Wise and AT said, the culture, if you're why should I hire you or why I shouldn't hire you? But it's also your job to be going in and interviewing them because you walk into there and everything alphabet community flags hanging everywhere. That is not a place I'm going to be.
I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one, Crystal. It goes both ways. Exactly. It goes both ways for sure.
That's what people have to realize when you're going in there, because a lot of people, like some of those black women there, they may have walked in and saw the culture of the place, but they're not focused. And then they get in there and then they feel like they're all attacking me. Well,
it's all about them.
That's not for you. Yeah, that coach is not for you. Yeah.
No, I'm with you on that one. That interview goes both ways.
And it goes to Minister Daniel's class. What is your integrity? What is it that you stand on? You walking in there because you want the job and you want them to bend to your need. No, you're going to be involved in this culture. You can get moving. But like she said, they get in there and they get victimized because they don't want to do what you want to do. Well, you walked in here trying to do something that you want to do. This is not your company.
This is not your company.
It's your culture. I don't care what you believe in. You gonna
go put your own money up. That's absolutely. Risk your own bread and start your own thing. Exactly. I will say this. I've interviewed a lot of people. I've interviewed a lot of people, and there has only been, and this is just my experience, so I can't speak for anybody else, just my experience. I have only heard black women tell me that I don't think that I should have to change myself or conform to the culture or policies of a company. I only heard that from them. I'm just saying, this is just my experience. Wow. I can give you two stories. I had one lady, she had a tattoo from here to here.
Tell us about that one. Yeah.
From here to here.
Rough one.
They wanted to hire her. They asked her to cover it. I don't feel like I should have to change myself for this job.
Well, you don't want it.
You don't want the job.
Right. You don't want it.
And, there was another lady I work with. I wasn't interviewing her. She just happened to be on my team, but she was the headache on the team. And she had gray hair. Yeah. Now, I'm not talking about like gray hair, natural gray hair. Like, no, she either dyed, I think she dyed her hair gray or something along those lines. And there was a conversation from HR. And I feel like I should be able to wear my hair however I want to wear my hair.
Not during company time.
Do it at your company.
So this is my point. That what they both all said in their own mind is they wouldn't ask the white woman that. I'm telling you, I know this sounds crazy, and I'm sorry to be the bearer of this, but honestly, this is what is going on. This is why they're so unhappy. Yep. You cannot get, God knows we gave Michelle Obama the world practice. I don't know how much more there was she didn't get. She got it all. And she is miserable then. She's miserable, and you can't make her happy because in her mind, I don't care how tiny the adjustment is.
Wow.
They would have never asked that white woman to do
amazing.
That. That is very true.
That is so crazy to me. Wow. Shout out to Kirsten, one of my Navy shipmates over here, AT. She said, I'm back. She said she was cooking dinner before work, barbecue crock pot, ribs, collard greens, and homemade cornbread. All right now.
I'll be over
not in the tub.
I'll be over soon, girl. Just leave the door unlocked for me. I'll be over soon.
I know. Where my plate at?
I'm going before Elder Travis. He looks like he's going to make a big plate. I'm in line before him, okay?
Shout out to Alicia C's $5 super chat says that's why I'm always alone. Most people think with their feelings and not their mind. It's truly tragic. Yeah, you're right about that one. Shout out to JKM Nerd, $5 super chat says they have anger because they don't have the peace that passes all understanding. They are lost.
That's it.
Thank you, Uncle Darnell, for the $10 super chat. Says the word I see floating around the chat is delusional, and I agree, but would like to add the word reprobate. These folks see the world through a very flawed lens. Their only hope is a biblical view. You're right about that one. They too busy, channeling the ancestors and crystals and all this other kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? For a biblical world.
hoodoo and voodoo and voodoo and all that. That's you know what?
Hey, they lead in the hoodoo, voodoo, crystals, and talking to the ancestors. It's the craziest thing ever, man. Seriously.
All them weird spirits.
They will tell me every time. They'll come into my comments when I'm talking about, doing the show and talking about biblical worldview. And they were like, stop trying to put God in everything. I'm like, y'all, that's the problem with y'all. Y'all try to compartmentalize God, and that's the problem. That's why your life looks the way that it looks.
Yeah, exactly. I want God in everything.
Everything.
You're not trying to put God in everything. You couldn't if you wanted to.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. These people, man. Shout out to Daniel Manny coming through. $10 super chat says, you know what? Celeste, you telling it. I can't even do all the oohs.
Where's the oohs at? He paid for that. Go ahead. Come on now.
Bubble wrap Celeste. Bubble wrap Celeste. Thank you. Thank you, brother Daniel.
I'll be home.
Papa died in the building. $5 super chat says, Wise told me I ain't black. I bet y'all don't know how to deal with that shot. I mean, I didn't know until I knew. Should I be mad or say thank you?
Papa Don, we love you just the way you are, especially with that beard flying while you riding your motorcycle. Come on,
one of a kind.
Great yesterday. Was it just that he looked great? He just looked refreshed and revived. No, but he looked like he vacationed or something.
He finished up with Christian camp. He was working with his church out there, the Wesleyans. Of course, he's revived.
Very revived.
Amen.
Shout out to Uncle Darnell coming through. $5 super chat says, prayer and a plan is what's needed, and wisdom to know when and how to implement the plans. That is plan A, B, C, and so forth. No, you're right.
I want to add to that.
I like that. Prayer and a plan.
I want to add to that. That's to tell you how broken these women are, because when you have a true biblical worldview, you'll understand no one can close a door that the Lord has opened for you. And any door that is closed, the Lord has closed it, and He's opened something else for you. But because they don't have that kind of mindset, that is why they're broken and they're on the internet complaining instead of going into their prayer closet and asking the Lord, where do you want me now? Where do you want to assign me now? That is the mindset that they should have.
Amen.
No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Crystal. Thank you, Sheila Ford, coming through. $2 super chat says, Wise, what was the last book you recommended?
I remember them. 1984 and The Paradigm by Jonathan Cahn.
Okay, there you go.
Ahead, Crystal.
Look at that, Crystal. She remembered it. Yeah, 1984. George Orwell. That's George Orwell. The Paradigm. Jonathan Cahn. Phenomenal book. Elder Travis, have you read The Paradigm? Are you familiar?
No,
Oh man, phenomenal! Oh my goodness, phenomenal. AT, are you familiar with The Paradigm?
It's on my list. I will tell you that you have no excuse to never have a book recommendation watching ARP. You know how long my list is of books I have to catch up on because Wise is like, oh man, you got to read this book. This is the best book of all time. Next show, oh my goodness, have you read this book? No, stop what you're doing right now and get this book. This man loves some reading. You got to respect it. You really do.
Well, I'm either a reader or I like audiobooks as well. If I'm on like a long drive, I don't like to listen to a bunch of music. I prefer put on a good audiobook, man. I got that from Zig Ziglar, if you guys are familiar. For those if you've ever worked in sales, you ever read any books from Zig Ziglar, he called it Automobile University, and ever since then, man, I just incorporated that into my life.
Very convenient.
If you just do that, you can grow tremendously on your car rides.
I made one mistake though, Brother Wise. I was listening to a mystery novel where they were catching the serial unaliver, and I was listening to it on my ride home. And all I heard in the book, because I was so drenched, it was like, drive. I drove right past my exit because I'm driving.
Hey, that's actually pretty good. That lets me know that whoever wrote that, that's pretty good.
I'll send you that mystery. It's a really good mystery, and it's like a 3-part. It was really, really good. She got
programmed.
Oh yeah, I'm huge. So ever since Zig Ziglar, talked about, Automobile University, I've incorporated that into my life, man. So I spend more times, either, listening to audiobooks, listening to podcasts that are going to, inform and things of that nature than just, riding around listening to music and stuff. Not to say that I don't listen to music from time to time, because I do bump my own stuff, but, but I'm a big fan, of audiobooks and things of that nature. So
me too.
You'd be surprised. Shout out to Jim Odie coming through, $5 super chat, says, my man Kevin Samuels would have had a field day with these people. Reality bite them during cold, lonely nights. I hope they got cruise buddies.
Do you know how many people are mad at me after the most recent clip that I put up where I said independent women, I told women who are married, don't listen to these boss chicks because behind closed doors, they're really, those boss chicks behind closed doors are regretting every decision that they made, and they're lonely, and the amount of women that are in my comments attacking me for making that statement.
You don't know me. How dare you? I'm really happy by myself crying in the kitchen at 8 o'clock at night.
Well, I'm with Elder Travis. You know, if I was single, I would steer clear of women that say that they're independent. I would steer clear of those types.
You'll be lonely too.
Yeah,
independent, strong. My child comes first. Which, I got that. Like, all that energy.
All of that. Yeah, that would be a no. All I saw was red flags. They just waving all the red flags. You know, that's what I saw. So I'd steer clear.
You're not about to outstrong an independent black woman.
Nope. Just waste your time.
Right.
The Juggernaut said his wife is an audiobook. Lord have mercy. I hope your wife ain't watching this. I probably shouldn't have highlighted that. I'm sorry.
That was good.
Now it's out there.
It's out there now. Shout out to Papa Died, $5 super chat, says Celeste. I guess it's true. We all do look the same. I wasn't on the show yesterday. Just kidding. I still want my book signed. Okay.
You gotta send it.
Oh yeah, Papa Died. I'm gonna send over the. I'll send it to you. I'll shoot you an email of the. Actually, did I put it in the description box? I think I did. I think it's in the description box, but if not, you know, I'll send it over to you directly. I got your email. So, but we do appreciate you guys, everybody that supported the channel financially today, super chat, super stickers. We do appreciate you guys. Shout out to all the ARP family members.
Good time.
You know, I think we're a little over 1,000 ARP family members. So that is itself is a blessing. We do appreciate you guys supporting what we're doing over here. Thank you, Elder Travis, for pulling up, hanging out with us today. We do appreciate you and the crew, you know, as always, you know, Crystal, Minister Danzel, Celeste, AT. Appreciate you.
Can you shout out all the viewers that are watching on X? Because I see on my X there are people actually watching the ARP and shouting us out on X.
Yeah. Shout out to all the Crystal Beyond Level X members, man. Shout out to you guys and everybody over at CBL as well. All the CBL family members, we appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate that. Kirsten said, got to get that Millie. I hear that. Yeah, I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that. I also want some of them crock pot ribs you got going on over there. They sound real good. hey, I'm sitting here home alone drinking smoothies and stuff like that. You know, my wife ain't here. She said she's gonna be back on Monday. I'm like, why Monday? You should be back this weekend, but you know.
And the greens were not made in the tub.
And now
we're not washed in the tub. Yes.
And now I want to be in front of Wise because he's looking hungry. So I'm going first.
I know I said it in the beginning, but I want to say it again. Thank you to everybody. I have a meeting today at 5 o'clock. You have helped about 7 brothers this week, and you're not even here. And so I want to commend you for the work that you do, the platform that you have created, your contributions to the kingdom. Just period. The call will be at 5:30. We've had probably about 4 that literally have flipped their life, 3 that wanted to kill themselves, suicidal thoughts, and your contributions, man. One of them almost brought me to tears because one of them I know very dear, and it was just like, man, like you don't, like I said, you're not here. You might not be in that pool here. You might not be, but what you do for the kingdom, man, it is so vital. It is so powerful. And what everyone is doing to help the kingdom continue to do it. And like I say, because of you, man, it's been 7 brothers this week. I got one that I'm going to deal with today at commune with today at 5:30 because of you, man. I truly appreciate, and they appreciate you as well. I make sure they all know at our morning prayer and everything. So everyone knows, man, I really want you to know, man, you are a godsend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. But shout out to the ARP family members. They, give me the ability to do so. I'm just paying it forward, man. So we appreciate that. Appreciate the words, man. Thank you.
You'll stay blessed.
enjoy the weekend. Everybody get out and do what Crystal says. Go and touch some grass. Get outside.
Oh, yeah.
I heard thunder. I hope it's not. I want to go outside and go for a walk for a little bit, but hopefully I can get out and do that today. No golf today, so I'm not playing any golf today. So that's why, we didn't have to get out of here. Yesterday I had a 12 o'clock tea time, so I was like,
that's why we were running. You were running this around. You was like, hurry up.
You still didn't get us out of here on time, by the way.
Yeah, my wife said, you got off early yesterday for a call-in show. I was like, babe, I got 12 o'clock tea time. I had to go. But we do appreciate you guys, man. Thank you guys so much for pulling up, hanging out with us. I know people like Wolfhart. Happy birthday to you, man. Wolfhart wants us to stay on for 8 hours. That'd be his preference. Just do an 8-hour stream. We will not. I think we did hit close to 6, though. I think we did do close to 6 hours one of these days. But we do appreciate you guys, man. Go touch some grass. Lord willing, we will be back at this thing on Tuesday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for ARP in the morning.
Yes.
We do appreciate you guys, man. And as always, keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you guys next time. Peace.
It is God who arms me with strength. Yeah, I'm battle ready. He trains my hands for battle. My heart stays steady. But thanks be to God, He gives us the victory. Through my Lord Jesus Christ, it can't live in me. I was down to the dirt, red clay on my shoes, old pain in my shirt, oh so bruised. In the Lord hit my chest, kicked air from my breath, put power in my step.